Hey, how you doing? Hope you all are doing great. As you've seen in the thumbnail, in this video, we're going to see what if Naruto was lazy and had harem with devils. This is part 1, and before getting into video, I request you to check the author of this fanfic and show some love and support. Name of the story is Still Raw by Fuharasora. Do check it out. All details in description. And if you want next part of this series, please leave a like, share, and consider subscribe. Let's get into the video. Also check out Patreon for uncensored spicy content. Link in description. Somewhere on sunny morning, where birds are chirping and fresh air brought in by the wind adorn that day. Makes you want to laze around and do nothing to enjoy the day. Now we move to another place, where trees planted in a land near some wall. There is nothing special about those trees. The leaves are green, pithy stems, and branches that look sturdy for taking a nap on it. Everything looks normal. Gusts of wind shaking the branches for seconds make a couple of shoots carried following the wind. It is floating to somewhere, going with the wind while sometimes flickering in the air. It remained like that until the leaf falls to the ground too. Sweep, before being swept away by a broom with several other leaves. Sweep, sweep, sweep. The sweep paused, and as if controlled, the screen now is moving upward, from the broom's stiff fibers to the handle of a pair of hands to grip it, then stopped on someone's face. Yawn, so sleepy. He looks like a teenager, 3 lines each on the person's cheek and messy spiky blonde hair, with a sleepy expression on his face. A frown changed his drowsy face, his eyes open showing a pair of blue-colored one to the world. It flashed becomes purple before returned back to blue. Now, what are those birds planning? Coming to this town in that number. The blonde wrinkled his face like someone who thinks hard and keeps like that for a moment before back to sleepy expression. Whatever. He chose to swing back the broom to the left and right motion. The screen now moving to another place, focused on his name tag. Naruto. Diodon. Imaginary sound effect can be heard like in some anime, before once again the screen moving to the back of this. Naruto guy. KUH Academy janitors. Diodon. Ohayo gozaimasu. OSU. Ohayo gozaimasu. OSU. Ohayo gozaimasu. OSU. Maybe you already know about what happened in there. Maybe not. No. It's not about 2 people greeting each other repeatedly. That was Naruto who greet with still sleepy face to several people who passing him. For someone who already noticed, those who pass him are students of Kuo Academy, the school that was originally an all-girls only, until it turned co-ed. Naruto slightly thanked that. It's such a pain in the ass for always called the staff room because some students accused him doing a lewd act with his eyes. In other words, peeping. He probably a pervert, but he's no fool for showing it openly. Kya. It's them. His thought is interrupted when he heard several girls and boys start squealing and some murmuring. The blonde rolled his eyes at the day's routinely of Kuo squeals moment in the morning. Here we go. He ignores the growing murmur and continues sweeping on the sideline. So pretty, so beautiful, so gorgeous. As expected from Kuo Academy's 2 great ladies, those pretty face, their great personality, and that gorgeous body. It's like they are angels who sent to this school, is what the majority student said while he just snorted at that, shaking his head at another stupidity of hormonal students. Well, it's not like. Whoever said that is totally wrong. Maybe only 90%. The angel statement. Yes, he knows who and what they are. Rias Gremory, 3rd-year student, red-haired girl, devil from the Gremory clan. A family that well known in the underworld. She is the current heir of that family. Himejima Akino, 3rd-year student, black-haired girl, former fallen angel hybrid who becomes a devil as Rias Peerage's queen. What? Is he has to mention their 3 sizes too? No. Find it on another source. The blonde continues sweeping. Make sure to pause several minutes, so their 1E Samus didn't have a dust in their holy clothes as the students said. Another stupidity of them. Don't they wear the same uniform? He shook his head again and keep looking straight with an improvement in his facial expression. No longer sleepy, with his eyelids is constantly slowly up and down. He improves it with a hard effort. The face that could be mistaken as lack of sleep now is become a bored face. He could see a streak of red hair from his left, before the so-called 2 great ladies of Kuo Academy walked slowly in front of him. Time seemed slowed down when the red-haired girl turned her head, showing a pair of blue-green eyes on him. Ohayo, says the red head with a dazzling smile, followed by a nod from a black-haired girl behind her. The gesture, just answered by a simple nod from Naruto, makes them continue to walk to the school. He wants to say, OSU or Ohio to greet her back, but it's always ended with a bad rumor about him. One day, he greeted back them with a smile, and the student said he just lowly class who wants some attention. Another day, he greeted with bored tone, a murmurs about how rude he is can be heard. So it's simple, he just doesn't have to say anything. Like now, the students are back to normal and start to enter the school. No murmurs, no whispering, just normal as always. While he just starts to dozing off because one of the troublesome things already done. Taking back the video from Motohama, check. Greeting the Bishounen, check. Lend Issei some magazine, check. Give candy to the kitten, check. Give the Gremory girl and her queen a nod, check. Yep, everything seems in order, but why he feels forgot something. It's already on the tip of his thoughts still. What was it again? He decided to shrug it off and go into some tree near the entrance, ignoring a familiar energy signature he could sense from long ago before leaning on the tree. The blonde janitor let out a yawn and closing his eyes in slow motion. He is ready to dive into another world where he could do anything without being bothered. Then he felt something hard hit his face to the left. Earlier, among the students that went to Kuo Academy that morning, we focused on a group of 3 students now. Although not as famous as the 2 great ladies, they also quite popular among the students. In the middle of them, the one who leads, a young woman around the same age as the other students around her, with black hair styled in a short bob cut and violet eyes. She also wears a pair of red glasses. On her right side, another young woman that taller than the previous one, with knee-length black hair, with split bangs and light brown eyes. She also wears blue semi-rimmed glasses with square lenses. And the last one is a girl that has shoulder-length reddish-brown with swept bangs and an antenna sticking out from the top and brown eyes. The fact they also students of Kuo Academy. Of course, they were the same uniform. Tsubaki, what plans we have today? Asked the violet-eyes girl to the long black-haired young woman. Hey, Kichao. There is a meeting about school security with the teachers. It seems yesterday, trespassing incident caught their attention. After that, school patrolling at noon. Also, some students complained about the perverted trio. Again, said the newly named Tsubaki to the Kaicho. The last one, what she said, make the 3 sighs tiredly. Huh. Those guys always make us troubled with their behavior, the reddish-brown-haired girl complained. Continue a firm tone from the violet eyes, dismissed their unsolved problem. What could she says? It's their nature to be like that. Even after how many times being reprimanded, those 3 always doing it again. Tsubaki complied with a nod before continued. At after school would be another meeting with Kendo Club and Karate Club. It's about adding the equipments. And the last, she paused when seeing the shorter girl in front of her stop moving while looking at somewhere. Following her gaze, Tsubaki, now looking what make the shorter girl stopped. The 2 great ladies of Kuo Academy. As expected from them. They always caught everyone's attention, said the reddish-brown-haired girl, amused by the Gremory clan's heiress. Kaicho, isn't that our school janitor in there? Continued the girl with asking the oblivious question, missing a twitch from the short black-haired young woman. Said the young woman, now looking at the blonde, more like focusing all the attention on him. She saw him give her rival, the Gremory's heiress, a nod and keep standing in there like a someone who has nothing else to do. After the daily commotion is done, she saw the blonde seem think about something. Good. Looks like you remember his task. Or what was she thought before, said the blonde janitor, shrugging his shoulder, and then go to some tree near him. The lazy bastards. She knew this would be happening. Heck, she already predicted this. Tsubaki, said the short-haired observer with a calm tone. But you could hear a slight irritate on it if you more pay attention. Hey, Kichao, the new one? The question itself was answered by a nod from the Kaicho of Kuo Academy. She pulls out gloves from her pocket, then put it in her hands and raised her right palm as if to demand something. Number 4. Hi, wait a moment please. The reddish-brown-haired girl who saw it is confused. What's wrong? What happened? And what the Kaicho means of number 4. She saw silently as Tsubaki put gloves to her hands too and rummaging her bag. Then she brings out something, and it is a brick with number 4 on it. Ano. Kaicho. What is that? asked the girl while looking at the object that passed to short black-haired young woman in front of her. Tomo-san called the kaicho without looking at the newly named Tomo. "Hi," said a slightly curious Tomo now. "It's a brick." She sweat dropped at that. Of course, she knows it. The thing that made of dried earth with rectangle size has pink hue colored and slightly burned on the edge. It's definitely a brick. But what about it? Why she brings out a brick? Moreover, why Tsubaki bring it in her bag? The fact it numbered 4 is that means there's more. Before she opened her mouth, a hand gripped her shoulder. She turned to the source and found Tsubaki shook her head, as if telling her to not question if furthers more. Tomo complied what the young woman with blue semi-rimmed glasses want, before focusing what her kaicho going to do. She saw those violet eyes focused on the blonde janitor, piercing and analyzing of his movement. She saw the janitor yawning and starts to nod off. He nodded once, again, and before he finished another one, kaicho throw the brick that makes some pro-level baseball players proud. Asterisk swoosh. Asterisk bam thud. Bullseye. Kya. This time some students are screaming at Naruto, who's sprawling on the ground. Tomo is now looking at the situation with gaping mouth, missing the kaicho, and Tsubaki doing high five. "Let's go, Meguri." Nothing less, she only could nod with a dumbfounded expression, before following the short black-haired young woman. What the hell is the only thing what Naruto thought. He knew something will happen. He knew she threw something at him. But come on, a brick? And why the hell it so damn hurts? "Janitor-san, you're bleeding. Are you okay?" "Well, what happened to you?" said some student at him. The nice lady in there. "Let this unfortunate victim tell you something. First, the fact that you said I'm bleeding is clearly shown that I'm not okay. Second, if you want to know what happened to me, nothing. It's just a normal thing that I always bleeding from my head. It's not like a brick near your right foot that still has my blood there is related to what happened here." He actually seriously wants to say that. But the thought of many trouble things like another bad rumor about him increased make him stop. "What happened?" Another female voice comes to the scene, and the culprit come to the show thought Naruto, who is face still on the ground. Sunekishu. It's terrible. Janitor-san suddenly falling down, and he's bleeding. The girl that has a role as cannon fodder this time is explained. And well, finally, we have the Kaisha's name here. I see said the newly named Sauna is now looking at the blonde. What's with that not interested tone? Don't worry. We the student council will take it from here. I think you should go to your call now, said Sona professionally. Okay then, said the cannon fodder before going back to the school. Oyoyoi. Why are you leaving me just like that? Is this what they call acting as a good person to boost their own popularity? The situation is now back to normal. They back to chat, laughing and greeting to another student, ignoring their academy's janitor, who's sprawling on the side of the road behind Kuo High School's student council members. Wake up, said Sona to the blonde. Naruto turning his head to the left. He could see her soft blue-colored panties between those legs, before planting back his face to the ground. Tsubaki, give me another. Fine. I'm waking up now. Cut the blonde before the kaicho in front him finished her sentence. He rose up from the ground and panting dust in his clothes and pants. His blue eyes are looking at violet eyes directly before sighing tiredly. Jeez. Here I'm trying to relax for a minute, and then someone was throwing me a brick to my head, said Naruto with deadpan tone. Era, good for you, isn't it? For receiving a love tap in the morning? Asked Sona with clearly fake smile. What are you, a sadist? Where's the part of love taps at this? The blonde pointed his bleeding head. Then how about a reminder? For your job, her fake smile is gone, replaced by flat stare to the janitor. Answer the gesture. Naruto, give her the same expression. A reminder? For what? To listening to your other gibberish, Kaisha-san. A twitch in Sona's eyebrows. Era is one of the staff of our academy. Is this forgetful? I don't know if I have to report this to the teachers. The fact that your tiny brain already gave a task by one of the lovely student council yesterday? Janitor-san. Now it's Naruto's eyebrows that twitched. And what is this task? Oh, please tell me this helpless person, because there isn't a slight memory in my head about the so-called one of the lovely student council. That's so pitiful of you, for only have a short memory capacity. No wonder you couldn't remember to make sure lock the gate when the bell is rings. Instead, trying to sleep like a homeless goon. He tries to retort that, his mouth already open to deny whatever the young woman in front of him said. Only a certain memory about him. who half asleep is given an order by Sona to lock the gate today because the usual teacher is having an accident. Of course, I remember about locking the gate. I'm just taking a nap for a bit. Wow. Ignoring your pathetic attempt to lie. How could you stay awake after doing the so-called nap of yours? Given the information from my source that you could doze off for hours with only leaning in some place. I think I remember some animal that has the same trait. Like a sloth. Thank you. I know I'm cute that make all the girls fall for me. And for your question, it's easy. Just tell the stalker that it's a talent. I get it when I always listening and nag from a certain person. That person must be so wise for always lecturing an old pervert with youngster skin. What? A pervert? This is rich to hear it from a Sundara Siskon who always says one-sama should this and one-sama should that. My flabbergasted level is up with this. It's better than a lullicon. Oh, I'm sorry if I don't have the same sick fetish like you. But I really want to know, how do you feel to chase a 5-year-old child's skirt? I have to fill the detail before throw you into a jail. I don't know myself. The fact that some idiot could mistaken a lullicon for a pedophile. That was a big fail. Listen here, lost lamb. Lullicon is a fantasy BAS. The two keep bickering with great restraint of their anger, leaving Tsubaki who looking at them like on daytime TV drama and still gapping mouth Tomo with eyes open wide. The reddish-brown-haired girl shook her head, finally wake from the unexpected side of her kaicho, before turning her head to Tsubaki. Fuku kaishu. Kaicho is the one who is being called, turning her head to Tomo. Tomo-san, I think you should ask it to Kaicho herself later, said Tsubaki with cool demeanor, before looking back at the bickering duo. Hi. She doesn't get it. Why can't Tsubaki just tell her right now? She shook her head, deciding to put the matter for another time. Looking at her watch, she saw it's almost time for school bells to be ringed. I think we should go now, or we're going to be late, said Tomo to the Fuku kaishu. Missing a glint appeared in Naruto and Sona's eyes. Time seemed slowed down. Sona, who heard her Kohai's advice, already opened her mouth in slow motion. But she made a mistake to see Naruto eyes that focused on behind her with a frightened expression. In instinct, she turned her head, still in slow motion. Missing Naruto, who give her a troll face. Teddy bear panties. Those words are like a bullet that fired into her ear. The 3 words that can be heard before being processed by her brain. Then unlocking some memories in the past. Teddy bear panties. Wink, said a younger Sona, while Strike posing as magical girls with humiliated expression on her face. She currently wears bear-shaped ears, loose brown shirt, and white panties with cartoonish bear face that printed on it. Meanwhile, a younger Naruto was laughing hard in front of her, and beside him is a slightly older-looking Sauna who has a star on her eyes. Those embarrassing scenes shown in her head that makes a red hue appeared in her face. She quickly turned her head, mouth already open before being interrupted. Zing zong zang zong. Well, what do you know? Time sure go fast. I'm sorry to inform you that I still have something to do, said Naruto, who start walking to the gate direction. Don't all of you have a class to go? I'm sure a role model as the student council wouldn't make some bad impression to the teacher now. Giant he waving his right hand without looking back. Didn't see Sona, who's still blushing, give him a death glare. TCH is the only sound that coming from her mouth before turning and walked into the school. She keeps walking and didn't look back, thinking 100 plans to pay back the blonde janitor, until she hears a maniacal laughter. And that was my 349th victory. You should already know that you will never win against the great Namikaze Naruto-sama. Sonashtan. Wah, bam, thud. Thank you, Fuku kaishu. You're welcome, Kaicho. Another high five to their silent victory. Meanwhile, a pair of brown eyes looking at the gesture with deadpan stare behind them. Ugh, my head. The moment he awake, Naruto found himself in the school nurse's room. He tries to remember the recent things that happened to him. Then a flash about a brick, soft blue panties, and another brick resurfaced from his head. TCH, that brat. How dare she watered the brick with holy water. No wonder it feels so hurt. He looks at the window near him, knowing it's already afternoon when he saw the sun position. Well, actually, there's a clock that showed 4 p.m. in the window reflection. So he knows for sure that it's already afternoon. With a sigh, he rose from the bed and tidying it up. He checked whether his stuff's still there and no one are gone. Then he found something in his pocket. It's a note. You overslept again, moron. What a hassle that I have to send one of the students to get the gate key, so all the students could go home. Whatever. Meet me at the student council room after you wake up. Sloth, sauna. The blonde can't be helped twitch from the first sentence to the last one. That damned brat. Isn't she herself who made me unconscious? He scratched his hair with frustration before let out another sigh. Better to go now than have to listening her nag again. With that, he starts to walk out from there and go to the student council room. Knock knock. Come in. A door opened from outside before revealing Naruto, who have a flat stare at the person in front of him. If only he could see her behind those mountain stacks of paper. I'll come back later. Wait, Naruto compiled it. He saw Sona rose up and then walk around the desk. She keeps staring at him with calculating gaze before sighing. What's with that? It can't be helped, then sigh. He saw the young woman in front of him pulled out something from her pocket. The gesture makes him tensed, increasing his awareness if she would throw another brick at him. But it seems he's wrong, because he saw a note instead. Here, it's a list that you must buy. And here, she rummaging her other pocket. Where's the money again? It's at Tsubaki. His stare couldn't be drier than that. He massages his forehead and lets out a desperate sigh. You call me here only for doing something like this? A pair of violet eyes blinking at him. Twice, yes. His body trembled beyond rage. Hands clenching tightly. You. It's for school's necessity. The blonde takes steps to the front, grab the note harshly, and read it. He wants to say something, mouth already opened, but nothing comes out from it. Only another tired sigh that out from him. Just give me the money and I'll go. Understood. Wait a minute here. I'll go find Tsubaki and ask the money now. With that, she out from there. Naruto stood still in there, looking at the door for minutes before turning back to the pile of paper on Sona's desk. Another extra work then. His hand reached out and white bluish magical array can be seen from above the papers. In another place, now we see Naruto who walking while reading a manga, and sometimes he has this perverted giggle that out from his mouth. He keeps focusing on the manga, ignoring many eyes that sent towards him. Some confused, some afraid, some disgusted, and some eyes are filled with lust. Don't ask about the last one. He keeps doing that while showered by red hue from the sun, meaning it's when the day would change become night shortly. Ooh. Now comes to the end of day event. The blonde felt sore in his throat before he read the next page of his manga. The situation is when the main hero is finally asked the main heroine for a date after promised if the main hero win in some battle, he would take the main heroine to a date. Typical old shounen manga, isn't it? With a snap from his right fingers, a small puff of smoke appeared. Then he grabbed something it before revealed a can of Coke appeared in his right hand. Using his finger, Naruto opened the can and drank the Coke. The blonde janitor feels something off. He turned to the right side and saw someone he knew as a friend. Issei? Truth to be told, there stood his brown-haired friend in a park. Hayato Issei, and it seems he's not alone in there. Isn't that a fallen angel? Why would she's after the thing in his body. Of course, what he means about the thing is no other than something special like a rare energy, strong bloodline, or a sacred gear. Well, he would prevent any bad things that happen to him when the right time. For now, let's continue reading his manga. In the picture now is the main heroine who laughing in some pair with sparkling effect on the background. A female laughter is reached Naruto ears. It sure was fun today. The main heroine is now looking at the hero with a satisfied smile. It sure was fun today. The same female voice that he heard before. He looks at the source and found it was the fallen angel who said it. I wonder. He looks at his manga as read the content. Isakun, what is it, Yuka-chan? Now Naruto looked back at his friend. Hey, Isakun, what is it, Yuma-chan? A bright star appeared in his eyes. He looking at his manga again, with excited face. Interesting, there is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish? The heroine, Yuko, is asked Ishi shyly. What is the wish you want? Ishi asked back curiously, looking back on reality again. There is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish? The fallen angel asked it with shyly. What is the W wish you want? Issei asked back pathetically. Ooh. Oh. The blonde flipped the next page's manga and continued to read it. He saw one full page with Yuka's expression only. "Will you kiss me?" Yuka asked the hero with blush and pleading eyes of her. Looking at Issei again. "Will you die for me?" Now look back at wait. HM? Is he heard it wrong? He flips the manga to for several previous pages and reads it once again with high intensity. "It sure was fun today," said Yuka, who now looking at Ishii with a satisfied smile. "Hey, Ishii-kun, what is it, Yuka-chan? There is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish?" The heroine, Yuko, is asked Ishii shyly. "What is the wish you want?" Ishii asked back curiously. "Will you kiss me?" Yuka asked the hero with blush and pleading eyes of her. Now looking back at the reality, he found something that unexpected. There's Issei on the ground, with a spear that made of light is stuck on his gut, and the fallen angel is already gone from there. He stood in there like a hopeless deer, looking at his friend, his fellow pervert who always said want to be a harem king. His dear fellow pervert who have big loves for boobs is laying on the ground with his blood. He moves his legs to the opposite direction while muttering, "Ignore it, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it." Knock knock. Come in. A door opened and showing Naruto who's still holding his manga. "OSU, you're late." He suddenly blinked at that. Somehow, he wants to give the young woman in front of him a lame excuse. But the gloves he saw in her hands make him disperse the idea. "Ah, sorry." He relieved when sees Sona nodding and take off her gloves. The Kaicho grab a cup and walk to near the window while take a sip whatever is in the cup once a while. "So, what happened?" "It's unusual for you to this late," said Sona, who still look out through the window. Naruto maybe looked calm and collected while facing her back. But on the inside, his mind is thinking how to escape this situation. "Come on, Naruto. Think. You can't tell her that you went to another town just for to get a rare magical girl Milky Spiral 7 alternative figurines." He took a deep breath and coughs 2 times. "I was scouting in some area. There's a big number of the fallen angels that come to this town, and it seems they are after something or some things." "Naruto, you are awesome." "Oh, for that matter, I already heard it from someone else," said Sona, still sipping her drink. "It seems whatever there is still hot." A few minutes passed with silence in there, though Naruto, who stood still, have contemplating looks on his face. No, what is it?" "No, that. It's just when I going back to here while read this manga Naruto show," and pointed the manga in his hand. "I saw Issei with this cute girl." "And what about it?" asked Sona half-hearted while blowing her drink with fufu sound come from her mouth. "Apparently, the two of them are going out and on a date." Then, she moves her cup to near her mouth. "Then, after watching for minutes, I feel bored and can't be helped too curious about what happened next in this manga. So I read it a little, and before I know, she drinks the whatever in that cup. The girls stab him, cue to spit out her drink. The blonde sees Sona coughing a few times before turn back and give him a disbelieved looks. "She what?" "She stabbed him. It seems he was wrong after all, for told her about what happened earlier. Just look at that glare, oh no. This is bad." The young woman in front of him is quickly put her gloves again and already rummaging something in the cabinet. It's not like he can't dodge everything she throws at him. But you know, sometimes you just have to let a girl hit you. It's for comedy service. Yeah, sometimes life isn't that fair. "Wait a minute, Sona. Calm down and please don't throw that brick." He cowering in fear, doesn't want to taste the damnable holy brick again. "And why should I listen to you?" "It's because everything is already controlled." She put the brick on her desk before giving him her coldest stare. "Explain." "Now." Naruto turned his head and saw the damnable brick is no longer in Sona's hand. He stood up with still gazing on the brick, looking at wary because he could sense something holy about it. "Now. Okay. You don't have to yell." "Jeez." He cleared his throat. "What I mean is, I think the Gremory girl has made Issei as her peerage." "Rias?" "Yeah, that girl. Because not long after I walk away, going to report it to you, I could sense her energy near Issei. So it's possible that she has reincarnated him into a devil and adds him to her peerage." Ignoring the slip, Sona seems calm a bit after hearing that. She processes the information once again and found something off from it. "And why would she do that? What make you sure that Rias would add Issei to her peerage?" "Maybe because of his sacred gear." "Sacred gear? He has one?" "Well, from what I put 1 and 1 together, I sense Issei seem have something similar like one of your pawn." "Ah, what is his name again?" "Saki? Sadie? Sanji? Saji? And what do you?" The young woman held her question and think a bit about what the blonde janitor said. "Saji have a sacred gear called Absorption Line, one of several sacred gears which hold the soul of Vritra, the Black Dragon. So that means, don't tell me. Yeah, Issei has a sacred gear that related to a dragon. And a strong one too, if it could make a fallen angel afraid of the possibilities. She quite shocked about that. To think someone like Hayata Issei could possess a powerful sacred gear. Furthermore, Rias seems as the one who gets it. A tired sigh out from Sona's mouth. She moves to sit on near chair and massage her forehead. She keeps silent like that, ignoring Naruto, who start to read his manga again. Suddenly, she straightens up, eyes focusing on the blonde. What? He can't be held slightly intimidated by how she looks at him. Those eyes, those violet eyes, are screaming trouble for him. Tell me something, Namikaze. From the way you explain it to me, you seem to know about Issei's sacred gear for a while. So, since when? Huh? Oh, about that. I already know it around 1 month age. You wait. Why do you still want to throw that thing at me? I already explained it, didn't I? He cowered again, using his manga as a shield to his head. Then explain once again about why you didn't tell me about that information, and what would you do with it? Want to make him yours peerage? With what? Don't you only have 1 rook, 1 bishop, and 3 pawns left? The young woman who wears red-rimmed glasses stopped. That's right. Even if she wants to add him to her peerages, how she does it? Saji need 4 pawns to reincarnate him. And if what the blonde in front her said about how powerful Issei's sacred gear is true, I think I'll go home now. She stands up from the chair and walks to front him. Then, a white-bluish magic symbol appeared under her. Yeah, I think you need that. Oh, and where I should put your order, said Naruto, who's showing a scroll from nowhere. Near the cabinet, what Sona said before white light engulfed her. And she goes like that. Not even a thank you, no good night, and no see you later. Even some errand boy deserves that. He walks to where the young woman with violet eyes said, and opened the scroll. Okay, a puff of smoke come into the view, then a different kind of thing appeared in front of Naruto. He walks into the Kaisha's desk, looking at the brick who gives him so much pain with a nasty glare. He opened another scroll and put the white content on above the damnable brick. Phewan, with another puff of smoke, the brick is gone. Naruto clapped twice before put his hands together in praying motion. May our path never cross again. He stopped the gesture before closing his eyes a moment. And when he opened it back, gone the blue color of his eyes, being replaced by purple. He looks at his surround, sensing if there's anyone who could interrupt what he will do. Okay, it seems there's no one else in the school. He snapped his fingers. Another white-bluish magic symbol, now glowing above on the same desk. Then a pile of papers appeared from it. With little illusion and someone fatigues on doing job, anybody won't realize if their work are less than it should be. The blonde walked around it and sat on the chair before pick one of those paper and read it. Let's see. Swimming club budget, huh? Well, it should be like alone in the student council room. The blonde janitor writes and fills the necessary things for each of those papers. Solving Kuo Academy's problems with the best solution and keep doing it without complaining. Yash! Next is, before he finished what he wants to say, a flash of white light appeared in front of him. After it gone, he looks what in the front. It's Sona. What are you doing? What are you quade? No. This. The young woman is ignoring his panic gesture and grab one of the papers and read it. A paperwork, and it's directed to Kuo's student council. She looks at the solution request box part and impressed what is written in it. Namikaze. Sona said it with unreadable tone. Makes Naruto, who halfway to sneak out from there, stopped. He turned around, facing the back of her. You know. Teach, this isn't like you see, said Naruto nervously. Do I have to say it? It was clear that she wants an explanation from what he did. Naruto, who understand it, just give what she wants. Yeah, I'm the one who fills it. Why? The blonde let out another sigh. It's already become a habit for the two, if they always together. Whether in public, meeting, or even if they're just passing by, the two always let out a sigh. Maybe it's because they understand each other. But in what? He doesn't know it himself. Recently, your family clan has a problem, right? And as the heiress, you have to take a big part for resolving it. So what? Asked Sona, still not facing the blonde. So you could get a rest, idiot. Her violet eyes widened a second after heard that. Well, it's not like Naruto could see it. I don't understand. As an heiress of Citri clan, I have to prioritize to solve any kind of problem in my clan first. 1 or 2 nights for not resting is normal for me. This why a brat is. muttered Naruto before continued with honest tone. It's because I'm worried about you. You have to work as student council in the morning and as Citri's heiress at night. No matter how sturdy a devil's body is, their mind is the same as a human. Even with a little stress, it could affect their body. I see. A nod comes from Naruto, satisfied she understand it. But work is work. If it isn't then there won't be any meaning to do it. Naruto frowned at that. Didn't she hear it before? That he is worried about her? You. Well, Sona interrupted. If you want to help me that badly. No, she shook her head, correcting herself about what she want to say. Namikaze. From now on, at after school, you'll help me to finish all the student council's paperwork in here until the Citri's clan problem is solved. It makes the blonde still disagree. Isn't it just same as making her work? Boo! And I take no for that. His hands clenched and body trembled. You that's. Gah! He scratches his hair furiously and then slouched tiredly. Fine. Naruto walked forward in her direction with a dejected face. Don't want anything else than finish those paperworks. Wait, just 2 steps from where he stood, Sona stopped him. What? Could you make a tea for me? I'm festi. Naruto muttered some unintelligent words before turning back and walked to the door. Wait, now what? He snapped without looking back. His hand is already on the doorknob. Thank you. Naruto, his eyes widened at that honest words of her. He actually never heard that a young woman with short black hair say his name again since 3 years ago, when she just entered this school. He smiled and lets out a soft snort before opened the door. Hi. The blonde goes out from that room, and without looking back, he continued what he said before closed the door. My King-sama, maybe if Naruto looking back and pay more attention to the window, he should see that beautiful smile in Sona's red tint face. Kaicho, what is he doing in here? The one who said it is a young man with short blonde hair and gray eyes who wears the Kuo Academy boys' school uniform. Behind him, there are 5 other people, including Tsubaki and Tomo. About why the male student said that question, it's because currently he sees someone that not belongs to Kuo Academy's student council. Naruto, the janitor. OSU, greet the spiky blonde without looking the questioner, still focused, doing those paperworks in front of him. You know, I think I'm regretting to help you in the morning now. Why can't I just do this at after school like yesterday? Asked Naruto to Sona while answering some request on the paper. Didn't you hear me before? We have a meeting with all of the teachers later, Sona explained calmly. But I can't take a nap because of it. Why, Naruto? You can take it as much as you want later at night. But it's different. How so? Because that's called sleeping. Not a nap. It sounds same to me. You don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling instead sleeping, who only happened because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you can only take a nap when lazing around instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No. Why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds same to me. You don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling instead sleeping who only happened because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you can only take a nap when lazing around instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No. Why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds same to me. You don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling instead sleeping who only happened because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you can only take a nap when lazing around instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No. Why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds, and it just repeated again and again. The two keep talking with calm, flat tone, ignoring all those dumbfounded stares from other people in that room. Kaicho, asked the short blonde who waked from those hypnotic conversation after heard it about 10th times. I saw the Sazi. As you can see, he's doing school's paperwork with me, said Sona to the newly named Saji. Didn't see those disbelief looks from the group. And Naruto, stop whining and finish that works already, which answered with lazy hi from the spiky blonde janitor. Sauna, I'm already done with all school clubs' request about club's equipment and room arrangement problems. Now I'm going to finish the new club member registrations. Sona turned her head to Naruto and says thanks before back to doing her part. The others look at how their Kaicho and Kuo Academy's janitor exchanging a nonchalant conversation to professional workaholic demeanor. But despite all the odds, there's one thing that makes them curious. Why Kaicho calls him with his given name? But Kaicho, why are you letting Namikaze-san doing it? He's only a janitor, you know. And what if he made a mistake? Said a young girl with white hair that reaches an inch past her shoulder and blue-green eyes. The question itself is answered by a smirk from Sona. Then, why don't see it yourself? His work is, each member of Kuo Student Council member does what their Kaicho says. They grab one, then sweat dropped after read what was in it. Request. Kendo Club request for a new set of equipment. We can't let Kibasama's skin to be soiled by those germs. Answer. Don't worry, I think just clean the equipment with water and cloth will do that. With scrubbing it on every part over and over will make those germs gone. Or you could ask Namikaze-san, the janitor, to do it for 150 yen each set. But if you really want a new one, you could order it via Naruto Express, and he'll give you a discount up to 30%. Request. I think the literary club needs a new room. The one which we had currently in is uncomfortable for us. Those sounds that super rock metal clubs made are too loud. It's hard for us to read peacefully. Please do something about it. Answer. There's an empty room on 3rd floor in schoolhouse. You could check it first. If you want it, come to us to fill the requirement before moving. By the way, I heard the literary club has too many books in there and needs some space for the next book that's coming. I personally recommend you to move from where your club's room now. And if you have a problem for doing it, Naruto-san, the janitor, could do the moving just for 700 yen. Quite cheap, isn't it? Request. We think the current school's swimsuit needs some change. Is it okay if we do it? Answer. As long as it won't too much revealed and still appropriate. Why not? But you should show the design to us first so we could judge it. Talk about design. I heard Naruto-san, our janitor, could draw really well. You should talk it to him. And it's only cost 300 yen if you're doing it this week. That's the gist of it. This, muttered Saji while trembling. What is this? You there. We are the student council, not enterprises. Continued the short blonde while pointing on Naruto. Huh? What are you talking about? To take or not the offer. It's their own choice. I'm just trying to help the students. Well, with some price, of course. The last one is said with sly tone. Shut up, you gold digger. Naruto suddenly stopped, and his aura becomes different. The entire members except Sona are tensed, seeing something different from the janitor in front of them. Gold digger, you say? A calm whisper out from Naruto's mouth, loud enough to be heard to the others. Yeah, you're just abusing our power as the student council, aren't you? Said Saji nervously. Uncharacteristic snort like an Uchiha come from Naruto. Please don't compare me with those newbies, said Naruto while pushing imaginary glasses in his nose bridge. Then what are you from the tone? It seems the short blonde restrained his anger greatly. Naruto, who heard it still calm, he pulls his collar and released it in cool pose and says, I am a swindler. Q face faults by all those who heard it. Even Sona almost made a mistake on her work. Isn't that even worse? Tomo, who recovered quickly, is giving him a Tsukomi. Is not. Is too. Naruto blinked at the unison. He sees each of all the members who shouted him, giving a glare. The spiky blonde sighed and say, It can't be helped then. Seems like I should quit and go back to my old job as a beggar. No. I think a robber will do. What do you all think? The way their school's janitor said it with innocent smile and glittering light background make them want to grab then throw him to a psychiatrist. Every member of Kuo Student Council is ready to say something about that, but a sound that resembled as Final Fantasy's victory fanfare interrupts them. On my phone, said Naruto, who start rummaging his pocket. They who know the meaning of that sound are gritting their teeth, feeling as if the blonde janitor is mocking them. Hello, Naruto, all in all, master of trades in here. May I know the victim, I mean? The great person who will have my service? What's with that lame introduce? Moreover, he clearly said victim, didn't he? Is what in their thought. All of them, including Sona now, are looking at the blonde who answered with serious face, before change to easy-going then chat animatedly. He keeps like that for minutes before closing the phone. He turning to their Kaicho direction and clapping once loudly. Interrupt all of them once again. Sorry, Sauna. It seems someone needs me. And I must meet him now. A frown marred in Sona's face. What about those paperworks? Ah, that? I already finished it. Along with another half from your part, chirped Naruto happily. Make all of them who heard him snap their head to the blonde's table. True to be told, those amount of stacks on his table are increasing greatly from a few minutes ago. Well then, itakamesu. Naruto, who went outside of the door, give them a salute. And then he bolted out from there. Jaya, hey, don't running in the hall. Shout a short, petite girl with a pair of green clips in the front of her twin ponytail's brown hair and green eyes. She tried to chase him, but it's too late when saw the spiky blonde already turning toward the stairs. The girl decided to come back in, returning with the others but before closing the door. It's true. Everything's are done, said a tall girl with blue, shoulder-length hair and matching blue eyes. She currently checks some of the paperwork from the school janitor part. What's wrong, Rhea? Tomo asked someone beside her. She is a slim girl with long brown hair that ends in two short braids and matching brown eyes. She also wears a blue headband. The newly named Rhea, just looking at the paper in her hand intensely. Make the other members now focus their attention to her. Rhea? Questioned once again by Tomo. Sorry Tomo-chan. It's just, his answer is amazing. Look at how he give an answer that make you think how troublesome this thing's to do at the first sentence before giving an input about there's another way to do it with easier. Then he used that moment to promoting his service. As a treasurer, I'm impressed. More than one person does face palming in that room. Tsubaki suddenly moved forward and looking at Sona with glint in her glasses. Kaicho, I want to ask again. Why don't you put him into our school and add him to the student council? The others who heard it already know what the true meaning of those words. Why don't we make him a devil and add him to your peerage? I won't do that, Sona said it calmly. Besides, he is already one of you, silently added Sona in her thought. But why? From his appearance, he's no older than 18 years old. A scoff came from Sona, but Tsubaki ignored it and continued. And think the advantage of it. When he does all the paperworks, we could do something else, another word that have a hidden message come from Tsubaki. The others easily translated it, as he will do all the paperworks while we could laze around. Agreed instantly. Both Tomo and the twin-tailed girl raised their hand. Well, if Fuku Kaisha said it like that, I think it's not that bad, right Tsubasa-san? Said the white-haired girl to the blue-haired who newly named Tsubasa. An extra hand wouldn't be bad. Momo-san. Tsubasa give a nod to the white-haired girl by Momo as her name. A male friend, huh? That's a good idea, Fuku Kaisha said Saji with approving smile. Sona see all of her servant, from Tsubaki on the left to the twin-tailed girl that she recognized as Nimura Ruruko on far right. All of them have happy smile with sparkling background, but she doesn't see that. The young woman focused her violet eyes at something on their back, on those dark aura that hiding behind the fake accepting attitude. She really proud how devilish they can be. The Citri heiress rose up then walks to near window, making the atmosphere like some third-rate drama movie. While I find that idea is very fascinating, I still won't do that. But why Kaicho? I don't understand, asked Tsubaki stubbornly. Sona sighed tiredly while looking out through window, ignoring Naruto, who running to the gate direction. He does handspring, side flip, and then back flips with rolling 3 times in the air before landing with feet on the ground. And he continued run with hand in the air like a madman. Yep, just ignore that. Tsubaki, you know that he is my childhood friend, right? Said Sona, who closing her eyes now. The information itself makes everyone except Sona and Tsubaki are shocked. Hi, we have been together almost all the times, and even it's hard to admit it. Naruto, is a genius. Even from long time ago, never once I went against him in term of intelligence. Except if he led himself to lose another shocking news to the student council members. They knew how smart is their Kaicho, but to know there's someone who could beat her. If that's so, Kaicho, isn't that making us more likely to get him here? He's your childhood friend, after all, said Momo confusedly. Then, answer me. Sona turned back and facing all of them. Where do you draw the line between genius and crazy? I see the others said it while move their gaze to another direction, because no one in that room could look at those desperate tears in her eyes. At another place we can see Naruto sat in one spot at open cafe, waiting for someone. Near him, almost all the place is filled with the couples who flirting each other. From his face, It seems he doesn't focus on anything around him. Yeah, looking at how he dozed off like get rejected even before confessed to a girl. Somehow that sounds so pitiful. He keeps looking like that before something cold touched his cheek. Turning his head, the blonde now seeing a man in his 20s with black hair and golden bangs. He also has red-violet eyes and wears gray kimono while holding soft drinks in his hands. Yeah, sorry. For make you wait, the man currently give Naruto a dazzling smile, which make the blonde's face blue while holding his mouth. Ugh, oi oi. Isn't it rude for suddenly want to puke after seeing someone's face? Naruto give him stop motion with his hand before composed himself after a few minutes. He turned his head and glaring at the man with two colored hair, with still pale blue hue on his face. Shut up, brat. You know how weak my stomach is. If I see anything that's screaming homo, grunted the blonde. The man just shrugged it off, then sat on the opposite Naruto and offered the drinks. Here's something that maybe helps you, Ji-chan. Thanks, Azazel he took, then drinks it. Not my taste, but whatever, said Naruto, who started to feel better. I see you still annoying as ever. By the way, what's with suddenly calling my name like that? Questioned the newly named Azazel. Nah, I just think the author need to introduce your name so this scene could continue easier. For someone who not good with vocabulary and grammar, I think by giving your name will make this chapter better than always typing the man who has this or the man who has that. Simple like that. Thank you, Naruto. You're welcome. Huh. Azazel's sweat dropped after heard what this blonde in front of him said. He just shrugged it off and thinks it's just another thing when an old man becomes senile in some moment. By the way, stop calling me like that, Ji-chan. Interrupted Azazel. You dare to ordering me? Questioned Naruto with calm, deadly tone. Sorry. And answered pathetically by the older looking man. A nod from Naruto as he continued. So, what are these things you want to talk about? About that. Azazel cleared his throat, trying to ignore that annoying nickname and look at Naruto seriously. There is something I want you to do. Naruto gave him a sigh and said, you know the rules as long as it isn't involved about time travel, dimension transfer, and world's destruction, right? Don't worry, Ji-chan. Even if I already become a fallen one, I still remember the rules. Blue eyes gazing at red-violet one intensely. Digging and search everything that lead to deception. Few minutes he searched and found nothing. Naruto continued to drink. Then what is it? How's the blonde asked with casual tone. Make Azazel smiled in relief. Several people from my kind. Well, forget it. You know there's something wrong about those fallen angels who gathering in same place, right? The statement is answered with a simple nod from Naruto. It started when I give an order to one of them to observing someone, but it's turned out to be a mistake. In her own act, she killed him instead, do what I said, then run away. The reason why she'd that, I don't know it yet. And this someone is turned to be a teen named Haruise, right? Just shoot the request. I already know the gist of it. Then it makes this conversation faster. Ji-chan, I want you to confirm me that the boy has Red Dragon Emperor as his sacred gear. It's simple, you just have to observe him for a while before repot it to me. The Welsh one? Yes. Well, fine by me. But Ji-chan, I need wait. Did you just agree? Yeah. I'm more curious about what kind of things you'll give as the payment rather than hearing your reason. And for your information, I don't find your toys are interesting. The man with two colored hair blinked at that easygoing answer. Then he laughed hard, make everyone who heard it turn their head at him. He laughed for a moment before died out and looking at Naruto with nostalgic gaze. Even after so long we finally meet like this, you still don't changed. Forgiving nonchalant answer but straight to the point. That's the most thing I like about you. Ji-chan another dazzling smiles that Azazel give to Naruto. While the blonde reaction is, booyah, he's already near a trash can and throwing up on it. The peoples who hear the conversation are give a different reaction. Some disgusted, some understand, some condolence, and some excited. You baspui. 3 puking moment later. Now we see a slightly better Naruto and Azazel who have a bump on his head. Moving aside, I already agree to your request. Now, what's the payment? Azazel, who uses healing magic at his head, suddenly stopped. A smirk formed in his face before rummaging his sleeves and pull out something. That's Talp from far away. A blur figure moving with steady pace. His step sound that echoed in all direction while a gust wind that suddenly passing that place. Make the situation like where two cowboys would duel to the death. But this time, it's just the figure who walking alone. Fufufu, a snicker out from his mouth, coincided with blonde spiky hair that began to visible to be seen. Fufufu. Ha 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 ha. Those evil villain laughter not only make nearby cat hissed, but also a mother who pull his son and going to another direction. Naruto rummage his pocket, eyes closed and proud smile in his face. Never thought the damn brat is who has it. Finally, after those long journeys to search it, he pull out 3 rectangle object that looked like made of plastic. It has the same a picture of a busty woman with long black hair, but with different clothes on each object. In the lower left corner can be seen something like a stamp with red colored mark R18 for adults only. Basically, it's a porn. Whoa. Never thought I would get Milky UE 99 rare DVD edition. Not only 1, but 3 type of medium. Hi. In lunatic version, shouted Naruto like a child who get their first Xbox, missing a pair of brown eyes looking at him with dry stare. The blonde start to running in circle with holding the porn in the air, his gaze never leaving the so-called Milky UE 99 rare edition. What are you doing, Namikaze? Then he stopped. Looking to the left, he saw the same reddish-brown-haired girl in the student council room before. He hides the porn behind his back, silently using a magic to put it on his pocket dimension. Then, he coughed and composure himself. Nothing of blatant dismissal comes from Naruto. By the way, you two, what are you doing in here? He scrunched his face before realization come to him. What are you doing in here? Toto-chan. Who are you called Toto-chan? Toriko? Wrong. Tomb Raider? The hell with Tomb Raider. It's Tomo. Meguri Tomo. Besides, what kind of parent would names their child Tomb Raider? Shouted Tomo while pointing the blonde janitor. Don't laugh it off. Naruto, give a placating motion. Mama, I'm sorry. Now back to the question then. What are you doing in here? Tomo-chai. You. Doing it on purpose, aren't you? Doing what? She really wants to punch that innocent smile. Asterisk asterisk. Scratch that. She will crush that phone and then punch him in the face. Tomo see the blonde rummaging his pocket and pull out his phone, still with that annoying ringtone. Before then, he answered it. Hello, Naruto, all in all, is Master Dash. Atsuna, what's wrong? By the way, I met Tomo-chai in here. What do you mean? The second-year student of Kuo Academy. Look at the janitor receiving a call. From what she heard, it seems her Kaicho is the one who called him. She sees how he answered with that nonchalant tone of him. Are you sure? Again, that serious demeanor, which completely opposite what he did, make her wondering about what kind of person this janitor is. Oh, look. Now he is sighing. I'm okay with it from the start. It's you who told me to hide it after all, didn't you? Nah, don't worry about it. I'm just curious about what is in your mind, that's all. Wait, should I tell her everything, or just Dash? Okay then. Tomo see the blonde ended the call and put the phone back to his pocket. Well then, let's go, Tomo-chai, said Naruto while start walking to random direction. Please stop calling me like that, Namikaze. Also, what do you mean by let's go? The girl following him curiously. Naruto. Call me Naruto, not Namikaze. And for you question, Sona told me to help you with your devil's job. She stopped her track after hearing that. Slightly shocked that the blonde know about what she is. What just did you said? Naruto, who expected this, turned back, facing her. Sona really didn't tell you, did she? That I am... A smirk formed in his face. A swindler. Enough with that swindler thing already. Fine. I am a devil, pouted Naruto, before continued walking without looking back. For someone like Meguri Tomo, she didn't know what to say about the blonde in front of her. Apparently, the young janitor of Kuo Academy isn't a regular human, as what her thought. The fact that she and her friends always meet him on the school gate, heard a rumor that he could do many things, and someone who known as the poor prince among the girls is actually one of her kind. A devil. She does a face palming after remembered something. Of course, he is Kaisha's childhood friend. And knowing she is an heiress devil from Surti clan, it means the blonde is also a devil. We're here. His voice put an end to thought. She looks at the old warehouse building in front her before confirming the address once again. The place is right, turning her head to right. She facing the blonde and give him a nod. Thanks for accompanying me, Namikaze. But I'll take it from here, said Tomo, who start walking into the old warehouse. But before that, wait, Naruto, stop her. What is it? She's slightly curious about what will the childhood friend of Ikaisha's thinks. I wonder, somehow, that grins in his face, screaming his stupidity to her. Asterisk creak. Dumb asterisk. A sound of an old door being opened and then closed by someone in empty warehouse, where it's neither too bright nor dark either in the inside. The figure walked to the front, makes some light from a window, showing it as Tomo. Hello, anyone in there, shouted the girl while walked to random direction. She walks for a minute before finds something in front of her. A dead body. Ka-ha-ha. A laughter sound can be heard from nowhere. Okay, let's ignoring that C-rated terrible laugh. Tell me who you are. Little beep devil know how to talk. Still better than your little sick. Now please tell me what kind of trash that I'm speaking with, said the girl with bored tone, before she sees a sword that passed through her stomach. A trash that killed a scum devil. Ka! She turned her head and saw a young man with short white hair and red eyes. He was dressed in clerical clothing and had a disturbing smile on his face. In his hands is a sword, the one which stabbed her. It's supposed to be pained, instead a smirk formed in Tomo's face. She bent her body so the head could see him clearly. Hey, I have a question. What is it, scum devil? Where's the blood? Her smirk turned to become a full grin when the man realized that there's no blood dripping from her stomach. Poof! A puff of smoke engulfed Tomo's body before revealed a log replaced her. But it isn't an ordinary log. It's a log with many sizzling papers. What the? Boom! The young man thrown from there. He's skidding, then stopped and looks around, searching for the devil that tricked him. The white-haired man turned his head at the source and found a spiky blonde young man who's sitting on a pole. Ka! Another scum devil to be killed, a joy remark come from the white-haired, contrary the opposite from his face that shone hold a lot of pains. Yep, whatever makes those pains lessen up. They stood still for seconds with a grin in their face. After they considered long enough, both of them moved with a blur. If you slowed down a time, we could see the white-haired man hold his sword as in slashing motion, ready to parry those kunai and Naruto hands. The distance between both of them is closer and closer. Naruto's kunai is reaching the point where it touched the sword, but something different happened. Before the two clashed, the white-haired man maneuvered his body, so the sword is going past through it and poised on stabbing motion. Stab! And it succeeded to going through Naruto's body. Hey! The white-haired turned up his head and facing the blonde face. Like I said, where's the blood? Poof! Another log replaced Naruto's body. And yeah, it's the same log with sizzling papers. Hey, why would you drain your stamina while could defeat someone with cheap homemade bomb? It's called efficient, you know. Shit. Boom! His body thrown again. This time on a solid cement, then rolling like a rag doll before crash to a wall. His red eyes strained to keep it open, sometimes closed on instinct when felt all those pains increased. With hard effort, he got up and leaned on the wall. Sir? He turned to the left and sees the same blonde bastard who blows up him. Gone that pale blue shirt and pants. Instead, he wears something similar like a police officer. You drop this, said Naruto, who pulls something from his back, then show it to the albino young man. Poof! It's the third log. Oh, come on. Asterisk boom. Asterisk. Another place, same time. In a roof near the warehouse, we could see Tomo glaring and gritting her teeth at Naruto, who munching some takoyaki without care in the world. Like I said, what the hell is that explosion? She shouted while pointing at the warehouse, where there is another identical Naruto, who creates some barrier around it. A clone is what he said. I already told you it's a log, Tomo-chai. Don't lie to me. How a log could do that? Do what? Explode. Asterisk boom. Asterisk. Huh? What are you talking, Tomo-chai? Of course a log couldn't do that, said Naruto with his innocent smile. But you eye that? Gah! The young woman can't take it anymore. She scratched her hair furiously while running in the circle, until she felt a tap on her shoulder. What? She sees the enigmatic blonde smiling at her. His hand reached out, offering the food in his hand. Here, have some takoyaki. It could help you calm down. Okay. That's it. She snatched it, throw it to the ground, then stomp the damn stupid takoyaki furiously and make sure the blonde watch what she does. You sure have fun. The reddish-brown-haired girl turned her head, and what she saw is something that makes her crying that time. The janitor. The damn stupid Namikaze Fu asterisk Hanji Naruto is eating another takoyaki with those I am Fu asterisk Ing innocent eyes. She slumped to the ground with anime tears flowing from her eyes. I want to go home. I want to go home right now. Is this it? Is this what Sona Kaicho felt all those times with the damn stupid foo asterisk asterisk ing as asterisk asterisk ol Namikaze Naruto? Asterisk bone? Asterisk. You. Naruto decided, more like felt guilty after make the girl crying like that, to move from there to a park. The two now sitting on a bench where Naruto put his hands together in praying motion while Tomo, who looking down with shadowed eyes. I'm sorry, Tomoitsuki. I don't mean it. Really, actually, it's a lie. Naruto did all that with the purpose to annoy her, but it seems he overdoing it now. Because no matter how many he said sorry, she gives him a silent treatment. No luck it seems. The blonde sighed at another fail attempt. HM? That is, his gaze focused on a crepe vendor near the entrance. Nutomusisiashi. Want some crepe? There's a twitch in her ears. Oh. She's responded seems like he still had hope. Tell me, Tomo-chai. There's a girl that I want to make up with. I tried to apologize many times, but she ignored me to the end. So, if I buy her some crepes, will she forgive me? Another twitch from Tomo. Good, just one more push. Let's say if I give her 2. 3. Let's say if I give her 3 Choco. Strawberry with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as its topping. Yeah, that. Let's say if I give her 3 strawberry crepes with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as the topping. Will she forgive me? A subtle nod is the only answer he gets. Then, 3 strawberry crepes with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as the topping. It is damn. That was an unnecessary detail in there. The blonde janitor rose up from there and started walking to the crepe vendor, missing a smirk from the girl behind him. 3 strawberry. You know what? Screw it. Here, your crepes. Now will you? Before Naruto finished what he wanted to say, Tomo snatched the crepes and ate it in a blink of eyes. So good, said the girl, while putting her hands on her cheeks with dreamy face and flowers as background. Those tender textures from the crepe combined with sour-sweet strawberry and soft vanilla ice cream that wrapped with choco hazelnut. Ah, what a happiness. Gee, Tomo suddenly realized that she isn't alone there. Ahem. Yeah, that was good, said the girl with adorable blush on her face. You know, I think you could break a record for eating 3 crepes in less than a half a second. SH, shut up. The two just stare each other for minutes, which broken when Naruto started to laugh and follow her by a giggling from Tomo. It ended with both of them smiling. So, how about my apologize? It accepted, but you still annoying Namikaze. Her playful jab is only dismissed by a laugh from Naruto. He sat on the bench and facing at her. Naruto. Didn't I tell you to call me that? She remembered it. But for suddenly call someone's given name it's fine, isn't it? Then, how about this? HM? Naruto coughed once before stand up and stretched out his hand while smiling. Hello, my name is Namikaze Naruto. But you can call me Naruto. It's kind of sudden, but wants to be my friend. A friend, There's slightly joy feeling in her words. She see his hand for a moment before hold it with hers. Hello, Naruto. My name is Meguri Tomo. And no, I don't want to be your friend, still smiling. Tomo said that. Awkward. Naruto break the hold and pointing his fingers at the girl. What are you doing, you woman? This is where you should be said, yes, isn't it? It's all happened in manga and anime. He shouted while stomping the ground. Why would I become a friend with an annoying person like you? She shouted back while pointing her finger too. Is this how to talk to a senpai who older than her? You damn brat? Who is the damn brat? Don't get cocky just because you're 1 year older than me, you stupid whiskers. This is not a whiskers. It's a birthmark, you octopus hair. Octodash. You. The two now glaring each other's. Blue meat brown with sparks between them. Asterisk bone. Asterisk. A loud sound of explosion interrupted the two, followed by a little tremor can be felt on there. Tomo snapped her head to the right, looking at the humongous smoke that reached the sky. Well, what happened? It's not only her who said that. All the people on the park also have a similar question about it. Wait, if it takes from this park's direction, then that place is the old warehouse from before. She turned back to the blonde, wanting an explanation for what happened, because she knows there's no way that a stupid log could do it this time. But why are you throwing up at this time? Shoo, shut up, you ugh. Bui. Naruto is already on nearby trash can, spewing out what is in his stomach. Stupid CLO bui. Earlier, another place. Heavy pant can be heard in the dim warehouse. The only thing that can be seen is the same white-haired young man from before, whom looking at the darkness in front him. Yafufu, I don't expected that you could endure it so long. A figure walking to a brighter on that place, which is in front of the white-haired man. It's shown Naruto, or at least his clone, with a perverted face. Naruto walks slowly to the albino man, ignoring how scared shitless he crawling back then stuck by a wall. Why are you so scared? Said Naruto, with those disturbing lust-filled tone. He reached the albino guy's cheek and rubbed it slowly. Don't worry. This Oni-san will teach you all the pain. The albino red eyes widened. Not because of what Naruto said, but because many papers suddenly appeared from nowhere, making it like a romantic scene where a hero saved damsel in distress. But this time, it's a man-to-man instead man-to-woman. Let's continue. When Naruto licked his lips then said, Tenda epsilon tilde, with a snap of his fingers, all those papers are sizzling. And the white-haired young man can only says, boom, boom. That is what happened. Not Naruto would tell it to the girl though. And to shorten about why the explosion can be seen it's because Naruto's trademark clone. Yep, the one that could give its experience when dispelled. Let's say the glitch clone for the one who exploding, and the usual clone for whom maintained the barrier. So when the glitch one dispersed, its experience is not only given to the original, but also on the usual clone. Then when the usual clone got the mental damage, it's dispersed and makes the barrier also gone, and leading to how the explosion can be seen. We Naruto, who's still puking now shown, become really pale. Yuwa, how many times again? 7-9? Meanwhile, Tomo is amazed. Never thought she will see someone could vomiting that long. Ugh, I never thought this day would come. The day when I died because of puking bui. Somehow, Tomo can't be helped to feel satisfied at how miserable her academy's janitor now is. Bui, so this is Ko Academy, huh? Said a figure who's standing in front of Ko Academy's gate. A girl that has blonde hair styled in twin short-side ponytails and blue eyes. She looks 15 or 16 years old and wears an outfit that could be identified as a gothic Lolita. The girl walks and while looking around the place. Trees, buildings, fountain, everything looks like a normal school for a place where some devils in it. You see, her name is Middlet. She is a fallen angel who was sent to Ko Academy for gathering information about the Gremory heiress and her servants. Well, it's not like the Gremory girl could win against her group anyway. But her boss, Rias-sama, wants to make sure no one interferes the ritual that they will do this night. Enough about it. For now, just concentrate on her mission. She stops walking after seeing someone behind the fountain. A man that currently sweeping has spiky blonde hair, wears pale blue shirts and pants. Focusing her gaze, she sees something on his back. Hey, janitor? As if can read her thought, the older blonde suddenly stopped and looking around. Makes Middlet instantly hide behind a tree near the gate, forgetting she is just visitor that came to that place. What is he doing? Thought Middlet while looking at him like a stalker to their prey. She saw the janitor walk to his left and pick something from the ground. She focused her gaze and looks at what the man holds. It's 10. No yen. She saw the man looking around again before put the money in his pocket and whistling as if nothing happened. Never thought there's also people like that in here, muttered the blonde girl while giving dirty stare at the worker. She decided to shrug it off and start walking while smirking. That will do then. Someone like him must be easy to be manipulated, thought the fallen angel. She walks until behind the janitor and pulling his shirt twice, while makes a face that looked like a timid girl. No. Excuses me. Oni and the girl Middlet said it shyly. The older blonde turning around, showing his bored faces to her. So young. Yeah, the janitor who has blue eyes like her and 3 lines on his cheeks looks young. It's almost like he is one of the students instead of an employee. A grunt from the young man makes her realize that she's staring at him. I just want to ask, is this place called Ko Academy? I am in here to see my friend. Quickly, she backed to her fake shy personality and asked the question while fidgeting and fake blushing. Middlet saw the older blonde giving her dry stare, then walked to the school gates while motioning her to follow him. Slightly curious, she complied the janitor and thinking why can't he just answer her question. She followed him until to the front gate, then stopped when he turned around and facing her. Her eyebrow twitched when the man tapping Ko Academy's nameplate with still bored face. Think fast, she ignoring how she could make a mistake and made an ad-lib. It seems this is indeed the place. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I was so careless. Didn't see the nameplate before. Tei. She punches her head lightly, like a klutz anime character with glimmering background, only to be shrugged off by the man before he walks away. Eee! How? At least show a blush in your face. Please wait, shouted Middlet. The older blonde who heard it stopped and turned back before let out a deep sigh. Well, what's with that how troublesome sigh? Is that how you treat a visitor? She really holds her anger when the man raised his eyebrows that clearly say what now? Just talk already. Don't you have a mouth? With great restraint, she continues her act. No ne. Actually about seeing my friend. It's a lie. I'm just nervous because I'll transfer into this school tomorrow, and I always get lost easily. That's why. Oni-san, can you show me around? She gives her special technique, a combination puppy-eyes dog with glimmering background and some lullaby BGM. This move is very effective for most people she encountered. Well, maybe not this time. Because, yawn, yep he is. Damn, that must be hurt her pride. Middle bodies trembled, restrain rage that already on the verge of her limit. This guy, how dares he? No. Could you show me around? Her smile slightly faltered while some veins popped on her forehead. The janitor lowered his head and looking at her with flat stares. Then suddenly he pointed up his index finger before stretch out his palm while smiling. Another vein popped on her forehead. By the way, that makes for already. What is it, Oni-san? I don't understand what you mean now. She less curious and just wants to stab him with a couple light spears. The man blinked twice before he looks at her with rubbing his thumb repeatedly over the tip of the index finger and middle finger. Makes the fallen angel heads slightly down with bangs shadowed her face. Of course, even an idiot knows what that sign means. Money, could you wait a minute in here? I have to go for a moment. It won't be long. A flat, emotionless tone out from her mouth. Totally different from shy and bashful one before. The answer she gets just a nod from the janitor, which she replied back with thank you before going to another direction. Missing a grin from the blonde male, she crosses the bridge, walks towards a building, then go into an alley. Her head turned left and right like searching something before stopped when it landed on a trash bin. Yeah, it will do. She moves closer to the front of the bin, her face lifted up showing anger with tears that held very well. Then she starts kicking it. The trash bin. Gah! You son of a whore. Who do you think you are? There's a sweet girl asked you a simple things, then what? You ignored her. And what's with that attitude anyway? You have a mouth, so just talk already, you stupid blonde. Also money? You expect me to pay you for guiding the school? Don't you already get a salary from your boss, you, as asterisk hole? That's it. I will kill you after this stupid mission is done. You hear me, bastard? You will. She goes on like that for minutes before stopped because of exhaustion. Taking several deep breaths and released it. She composed herself, then walking back to where that bastard janitor is, leaving already bended thrash bin in that alley. The blonde fallen angel walks while thinking what method she would do to kill that janitor. Because, well, it's kind of boring to just stab him in the gut, looking his shocked face. Blah, blah, blah. Then watch how he asking why, or how could she stab him with dramatically before he's finally dead. The young fallen angel movement suddenly stopped. Her body trembled, and pink lights are flickering in her hand while her expression is beyond than anger. Why, he said? Well, maybe because she saw the same blonde janitor is leaning on the gate. Even from far away, she could tell that he is sleeping. Just look at that stupid face. Head turned upwards, eyes closed, mouth agape, and a bubble that come from his nose. It clearly says that he was sleeping. I'll leave you for what? 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and you're already asleep. The lights on her hand become denser and began to form like a spear for a second. Then it's dimmed back to nothing. She takes several deep breaths while keep muttering mission first, castrate him later. Mission first, castrate him later. A few minutes doing that. She calmed down before continued walk to the academy's direction. Then another person appeared in her line of vision. A girl, red hair that has short twin tail in the back and an antenna sticking out from the top. What is she? A remote-controlled human. Anyway, the girl seems related to the blonde janitor. Looking how she does crouch, start position in the middle of the bridge while heads up facing him. And she could sense the dark aura that's screaming revenge from the girl. Middle chooses to stay still and observe the girl. And somehow, in her deepest heart, she had a feeling that something will happen. Something stupid. The girl suddenly sprinting slightly makes Middle startled. I repeat, not running but sprinting, like a bullet that shoots out from a gun, the red-haired girl sprinting not like an ordinary human. Then about a few meters from the distance between the two, Middle saw the girl jumped and thrust her right foot right into the blonde janitor face when he opened his eye. Such a beautiful technique that even Liu Kong from MK would give the girl an A+ in flying kick lesson. And it seems not end yet. How hard the kick makes the blonde janitor's body forced open the gate. He was thrown, bouncing, and twirling in the air like when you play skipping rocks. Once, twice. Then after the third time he bouncing, the blonde man skidding with his face on the ground before stopped in front of the fountain. What? What is this satisfied feeling in her heart? Huh. Take that, you blonde bastard. It's a payback for dye my hair to green yesterday. A smug shout can Middle heard from the red-haired girl before she running to the inside academy and turned a left direction while laughing. But before the girl going too far, the blonde janitor quickly rose up and takes off his shoes, then throws it right into the red-haired girl's head and made her fall to the ground. Middle saw the janitor just standing in there for a few seconds, then starts running to inside the building directions when the girl rose up and chasing him. Ma kara! Middle heard the girl shout until it's dispersed along with their figures, leaving only her alone now, standing in the middle of the bridge. Then she starts walking to the opposite of Kuo Academy direction. F***K with this mission. She would say nothing to be worried about the Gremory girl to her boss. Yep. It's better than makes her headache increased. Noon another place, same day. It's around noon. We're about a few minutes before lunch's time in Kuo Academy. Now there's Naruto walking in the hall while caressing his cheek. Damn. The girl has a good kick. After the confrontation with Tomo, Naruto reached a ceasefire agreement with her for today. She says it seems Sona needs him for something in the student council's room, which leading him going to that place now. Naruto keep walking while thinking of pay back his new playmate. Ma, that's right. Maybe I should use the experiment number 98751? The thought itself makes him shivered in excitement. I mean, it would be so funny to see her expression when she woke up in the morning. Only found out that she turned into a male, dark menacing aura formed around the janitor. From nowhere, a shadow figures of certain snake, Sanine appeared behind Naruto, along with his infamous chuckles that comes out from the blonde's mouth. Cool. Several students and teachers who heard it suddenly take steps back until touch the wall. Some even jump out from the window. Knock, come in. While ignoring all the students who know why running away from him, Naruto found himself in front of the student council's room and entered the place. There's only Sona there, looking outside through the window. It seems the gesture becomes her trademark lately. OSU, you need something from Lil Old Me? Close the door and stop your attempt to speak with Kansai dialect. The way you speak it sounds 177 times worse than the original. It's even an insult for all people from there. Also, it makes you look weird. No, I'm sorry. That was rude of me because you are weird in the first place. Naruto, just blink at those rapid insults. Twice. Okay, Naruto complied her in smooth, utterly defeat tone. Is it really that bad? For him using Kansai dialect? Naruto shook his head and shut the door before facing Sona once again. So, what is it? The girl is turning around and push her glasses. Yesterday, one of the peerages saw you sparring with your own clone. The blonde is tilting his head. One of the peerages. Who? It's Yura. Yura Tsubasa. Comes again? The tall blue-haired girl with Bishounen face. Oh, her. So, what about it? He doesn't find it a problem if someone saw, peek, or even spy on his training. It's not like he's hiding it anyway. It seems she is amazed about your style, technique, and power behind the punches, as she said. Once again, so what? Just get to the point already. She wants you to train her. Huh? She wants you to teach. I heard that. What I don't understand is why should I teach her? I don't even know her in the first place. There's contemplating looks on Sona's face. That girl believes that she is weak. For a rook, strength alone is not enough, is what she believes. That's why when she saw you training, she decides to learn how you fight, whatever it takes. There's a silence in that room. Sona looked at Naruto, who closed his eyes for a moment, thinking about the situation at the time. The blonde janitor sighs in discomfort before opening his eyes and said, nah. Don't wanna. Too troublesome. Well, knowing him for all those years, Sona doesn't find his answer is not so surprising. I see. Then, I will tell that to her later. That you'll do. Anything else? Right after he asks that, the school bells rang, telling its lunch period is for the students. No, that's all. Okay then. Naruto was turning back and starts to walk out from there. But only 2 steps before the door. Wait, the Citri heiress stops him, makes the blonde turn and facing her again. What? Did you already eat? She asks it with while fidgeting while looking at another direction. There's a small blush in her face. Makes the heiress, one of 72 pure-blooded devil clans, look like a normal high school girl and love-struck. Such uncharacteristic gestures of her. No. He can't be helped to be confused. Just where the situation is going to. Then, Sona go to a near cupboard, rummaging something from there, then pull out 2 boxes that wrapped by a blue cloth and put one on a desk. That's one for you, said the girl, still blushing, and look at another direction. What with this romance comedy development? Is the author changing the genre to drama? No. It's still on parody. Then what's with this situation? Also, that box. From the size. Is it a bento? Or Naruto look at the box confusedly. But, oi, ignoring me, aren't you? Still took it. He unwraps the cloth and the lid before look at the content. Looks good. It's a food, more accurately, a medium-sized lunch meal set with rice, tempura, white sauce, and salad in it. There's also chopsticks beside the box. Really? Then taste it. Yes, madam. Cool. And the timing is good too because I'm really hungry now. Naruto took the chopstick. By the way, where did you buy this? And silently say, Itadakamasa before hold the box. Missing a twitch in Sona's eyebrows. That's, He pinches the tempura and brings it to the front of his face. In slow motion, Naruto's mouth already opened, ready to ravish the deep-fried shrimp. A handmaid that makes him stop and turning his head mechanically with mouth still agape. It's a handmaid. Closing his mouth, he blinked slowly. 3 times. Sorry, looks like my hearing are. Like I said, it's a handmade. I made it with my own hand from the scratch. The tempura, the rice, white sauce, salad, and the chopsticks. That explained why there's a Citri symbol on it. He put back the tempura on the box. And take a step. No. 3 step back from it. Sorry. I'm still full from this. Didn't you say you really hungry before? As if for mocking him, Naruto's stomach grumbled. Loud enough to make him sweating bullets. I have to go now. He dashed out from there. But 1 inch. Just 1 more inch for him to break the door. Something stopped him. Magical barrier. Truth to be told. White-bluish magic circle with Citri's clan symbol on it suddenly appeared all over the room. No one can out from this room. It's either I release the seal, or someone coming in, the barrier will be still on. Now why? What's wrong with my handmade cooking? A deadly calm voice can be heard behind Naruto. SH, shut up. WH, what is my fault that you doing this to me? Fault? Besides all those pranks you did to me years ago. No, there's aren't. Now, tell me. What's wrong about my handmade cooking? It was an honest question from the black-haired Kaicho. What's wrong? Head looking down, and his body is trembling. Do not know whether it's from anger or fear. You told me what's wrong. Then he lifts up his face, showing indeed he is scared about something. Don't you remember what happened the first time you give me your handmade cooking to me? A certain scene surfaced from the Kaisha's memories. There's Sona when just a child, looking clueless while holding a spoon with a red stains on it and her face. Strangely enough, she looks just like a murderer who has stabbed someone. And in front of her, an older-looking Sona, who currently hugging Naruto while crying. His eyes were pure white, body jerking wildly, and nonstop white foam comes out from the mouth. Quick, call doctor, ambulance, anything. We have a food poison victim in here. Naruto, hang in there. Sona averted her gaze to another place with nervous looks. No, you just remembered it, don't you? She closed her eyes embarrassedly. Anyway, it's already in the past. I'm different now. Just taste it already. No. It's true I want to die, but not this way. No God, no Buddha. Even angels could force me to eat that biological weapon again. An eerie, silent atmosphere is suddenly formed in that room. What did you say? I said, 1 glance. 1 deadly glance from Sona Citri makes Naruto freeze up. It seems he makes a fatal mistake here. Shit. Her yander switches on. Quick. Think, Naruto. Do you want that bio-weapon going inside your bodies once again? That's right. She said the barrier will be down when someone enters this place. Rummaging his pocket, He grabs a cell phone and stay. Swoosh thump. Only for the cell phone is embedded on the floor by a pair of chopsticks. You can't call anyone now, those sharp tone of hers. F asterisk asterisk K this. Hereish, what the hell? From nowhere, several unusual line and kanji words that forming some shape is appeared all over the room. You think, after living with you for years, didn't make me learn how to stop your teleporting technique? Sona start walking to his direction while taking the bento with her. Half of her face is darkened, along with dark grin plastered there. So, what will you do? Naruto is looking at her with a determined face. No matter what, he couldn't lose. No, he can't lose. I won't lose. Bring it on. The scene now is looked like a painting where a hero, Naruto, facing a demon lord, Sona. Yes, even the bento in it. But really, Takamatsu-sensei teaching method is really hard. I don't even understand half of what he said. A male voice can be heard in one of Kuo Academy's hall. It's the same male from the starts of the previous chapter. Really? I think Hayama-sensei is harder. You know, he always gives the material on the board without explaining it, said a familiar feminine voice. Now you say it. A group of Kuo Academy Student Council walking with steady pace to their duties room. There's nothing special about it. They are talking animatedly, either discussing their school's life or devil's life, until they arrived in front of the room and heard a struggle, crash, also something dropped to the ground. Hard. All the student council members look each other, silently questioning what happened on the inside. Anyone knows what's going on in there? Saji asked it verbally. I don't know. Do you, Rias-senpai? It started from Nimura Ruruko. I don't know it too. Tomo-chan? No. Momo? Maybe it's Kaicho. What do you think? Tsubasa-san? Possibly, but maybe she's with someone else. The question is with whom? A certain blonde janitor appeared in their mind. It's him. Come simultaneously from all of them. That guy. What is he doing now? Saji, who already angry, stepped in front of them, ready to enter the place. But wait comes from Tsubaki. Fukukaishu. The long black-haired Megan Ko halted the pawn. She pushes her glasses, glinting, covering her eyes like any smart anime character. Let's heard the situation first. Heard? Tsubaki ignoring the question and passing Saji before she places her ear to the door. Makes the other sweat dropped at her action. Eavesdropping. Hey, what can she say? Her drama sensor is tingling after heard the possibilities of those two people in one room. Well, it can't be helped then, said Tomo before followed her senpai. This is. Her face suddenly becomes red, close enough like her hair. Her changing color makes the other more curious of what happened. They quickly find a good position and do the same like her. Eavesdropping. There are grunts, moans, and rugged breathing from the inside. Before Saji finished, a voice interrupted him. Fufufa, don't worry. It will be over soon. A sexy and sensual voice from the inside. Strangely, it's resembled like their Kaicho voices. Guh. If it's not from and the other one is similar to the janitor. Naruto. Ora, just relax and don't resist it. All of the students' council faces become red. An image where their Kaicho dominating the janitor appeared in their head. Then how about this? Odds come 3 in. Just for your information, it's the tempura that force going inside Naruto's mouth by Sona. Thank you. Bam! A sound of student council door opened by force. Interrupt the activity. There have stood all members who have various reactions after saw something in front of them. Asaji becomes pale, white while his soul trying out from his mouth. Senpai. Jinchura senpai. Nimura Ruruko, who's shaking Saji's body. Fui. Kasaka Rhea hiding her face, but failed when she's still looking from between her fingers. Tomo, who blushing furiously. She even can't finish her word. Mahanakai Momo hiding her mouth with her hand. This is. Yura Tsubasa, who blushing while openly looking with disbelief expression. And finally, Tsubaki, who looking the ground, covering the eyes with a glint in her glasses. You guys, what's wrong? This one from Sona, who looking at her peerage with confusion. Tsubaki take a step to the front and pointing at her. The Citri heiress still confused about their reaction. She turned her head when feels something in her hand, making her realize what kind of position she is currently. Naruto, check. Rugged breath, checks. Straddling position, check. Disheveled clothes, check. His hands are tied, check. White thing on her face, checks. Her right hand holding his hands, check. Her left hand covering his mouth, checks. Yep. A very feminish position, if I could say. No. This. You're wrong. Sona waving her hands in denial. A face that clearly says doomed is plastered there. Sona. Hidoi. It's from Naruto. Tears leaked from his eyes. What are you talking about? Kaicho. Tsubaki. You will believe in me, won't you? The Fuku Kaisho lifts her face, showing a motionless face with nosebleed, then gives Sona thumbs up before says, "Good job," in perfect English voice. Like I said, you misunderstood something in here. Also stop your nosebleed. Naruto continued. It was my first time too. You be quiet and help me explain it to them. Kaicho. Saji's soul still out from his mouth. Somebody put in his soul back. Jinshiro senpai stopped shouting and shaking his body. Fui. See or not see? Decided it already. Take a deep breath and try it again. Era. Don't just era on me. Do something. This is too much for me. Innocent aren't you? Wow. Don't you get tired of giving those Tsukomi? Said Naruto, amazed by the short black-haired girl. I am. Whose fault is it in the first place? Well, anyway, good luck. For what? For explaining all of it. Poof. A log replaced Naruto's body. Sona is trembling beyond rage. Her devil wings were out. Dark and dread aura is visible around her. The other who still there were cowering in fear. Never thought their Kaicho no. Their king could be this terrifying, as if a true demon lord appeared. Naruto. Poor girl. Afternoon, same day, another place. Nothing happened after the incident on the student council room. Well, except Naruto, who constantly disappearing after being spotted by Sona. Now, at a small cabin on the woods behind Kuo Academy's baseball field, we can see Naruto sitting in a chair while knitting a doll in the afternoon. Yes, a doll. I know it's weird. Even the author's little sister says this after accidentally reads the chapter. Seriously? A doll? Can't you think of anything beside of it? There's a ton of things that better to do than knitting a doll. Well, it's not like a bad thing to do, but come on. A man? Knitting a doll? I even stopped watching Barbie at the age of 9. Yes, she really said that. By the way, she is part of my inspiration sources for this story. On the Tsukomi part, well, let's forget about the non-related things, and shall we focus when Naruto finished knitting and lifted the doll. It resembled a woman figure with dark brown hair, has dark red eyes, wears red and white dress that's similar to a shrine maiden but has detached sleeves and a big red ribbon on its hair. Humi checks if there's something wrong with it. Yash. It looks fine as before he is putting it on his lap. The blonde man has this faraway look while watching the front of the cabin. You can get out now. From behind the trees, a tall figure comes out, showing her blue hair, blue eyes, and Bishounen face. Oh, it's you. What is it? In front of his vision, there stood one of student council member, Yurit Tsubasa. Good afternoon, Namikaze-san. My name is Yurit Tsubasa. I trust you already know about me? Yeah, one or some things. So, what are you doing in here? Did you forget? About what? About you become my teacher in fighting. I was informed that you said okay to teach me by Kaicho. So, his mind is blank for seconds when the moment he heard it, before the gear in his head start running again. Say again? Sona Kaicho said that you agree to be my teacher. He massages his forehead. Of course. This must be your payback for the humiliation from before. The blonde janitor sighed in displeasure before decided to refuse the girl directly. It seems there's a misunderstood in here. Misunderstood? Yeah. I never agreed to become your teacher in the first place. Maybe Sona just said it because she's still angry at me and decided to make you come here and annoy me. He can see her dejected face clearly before giving him a fake smile. I see. Well, it can't be helped, right? Then if you excuse me. She bowed to him before going back to the school. Maybe back to the student council rooms. Wait, if it's so, then Sona must be still there. And when she heard what happened, there will be another 2 hours of nagging session that waiting for him. It's not like he can't use a clone to replace him. But you see, she has a habit to throw things randomly if you can't handle the girl with the correct treatment. And when she found out that he's just a clone, trust him. Even her big sister, who one of 4 great Satans, can't stop her to make a plot for slow, smooth, painful vengeance. Stop. His shout makes her stopped and turning back. Hi. Okay, Naruto make this like a master who actually a good guy. He sighed dramatically in defeat. Do you really want to learn it so much? He can see those determined face on her. Yes. Please consider it once more, Namikaze-san. The girl bowed at him, showing how serious is she. He adds a pause for makes it more convincing. I may not teach you my style of fighting, but I can give you an advice and lesson. And trust me, it's harsh than you think. Is it still okay? The blue-haired girl lifts her head. A small smile appeared on her face. Hi. He sighed again and troubled that Sona. Just how childish she can be. Childish? For being an heiress to a great clan, she is still embarrassed about things like that. You know, like the incident from before. You were there, aren't you? A blush suddenly appeared in her face. Yeah. This girl. Don't tell me. What is this? I never thought that we have an innocent girl in here. What is it? Want me to tell you the detailed version of what happened? Said Naruto with teasing grin. She coughed and composed herself. Well. I think Kaicho already does that. A charming smile appeared on her face. Besides, talking about innocent, didn't a doll more befitting for it? Or maybe someone who knit it? This brat can talk back. He chuckled at her remark. True, but let me tell you something. For Yura Tsubasa, someone like Namikaze Naruto is just a normal person for the first time she saw him. A normal human likes her, no more than that. Yeah, the same with this world. However, one day, she found something that unexpected for her. She discovered the existence of a devil by becoming one. After that, she more and more finds that this world is more than full of normal human. With Sona Citri as her king, she learns about something interesting every day. Until now, because she learns another thing from the childhood friend of her king. Unexpected, unpredictable, and unknown. That's where she found the situation now, is on that 3 category. The doll that just 1 second ago in his hand is now perched on her shoulder, holding a sharp stalk that pointed on her neck. Even a doll can do something that. Not innocent, you know. There is it, the same mysterious smile when she saw him yesterday. When he training with someone who looks identical like him. She saw how the doll flying back to the man. It's hovering for a moment. And when her new teacher whispered something, the doll suddenly disappeared. No. More like going through an invincible wall behind the blonde. Such an amazing skill performance. That's actually your lesson number 4. Don't underestimate something that looks weak. Just a little moment you become careless. Prepare for your lost. Now, since you seem prepared when coming here, let's start it. How about a spar? A sparring session. Maybe you want to know how strong she is. Understood, she does her own version of a battle stance. But I want you to know she can't even finish her word. Because suddenly from nowhere, she felt pain in her stomach before blown to another place. Her body was thrown like a rag doll before stopped by the tree on her back. While she throws up, the blonde janitor says, Lesson number 1, do not speak when you fight. If you want to convince your enemy, do it when they already down or can't move. When you fight, then fight. When you talk, then talk. Carve it on your head. It hurts. That kicks. She felt like her body splitting become 2 at that moment. Withhold a great pain. She stands up. Before she's sprinting with all her might to the man direction with fist cocking back. Lesson number 2 is what she heard before another blow threw her to the side. The amount of force that given makes her body break the tree before stopped by the second one. Always be prepared for an ambush from the enemy. Never thought that your opponent is alone before you confirms it. She can't even move anymore. The man was right. This is harsher than what she thinks. With a grunt, she answered her teacher. Good. Now, lesson number 3. Suddenly from nowhere, she could see many sizzling paper around her. Always be aware your surrounding. The last thing she remembers is deafening sound before her vision is filled with darkness. A sigh out from Naruto's mouth. Currently, we have the blonde performing some healing spell on his student. He's slightly impressed by her will to keep continue beside all those blows she received. A grunt telling him that the girl is awake. The janitor stopped healing her when the girl's eyes fluttered. Make sure TP give her a grin and a playful salute WHE. She see his face. She raised herself and looked at her own palm, then checks her own body with a confused face. What's wrong? The question makes her looking at him. Is that happened? What? The kick, the blows, and the bomb. The man chuckled at those pure confused on her face. Yes, it is. Just look behind you. The girl complied it. He could imagine her shocked face when seeing a wide crater with many trees was down. And for why your body doesn't feel hurt right now, it's because I healed you. So, how is it? Want to continue? He could understand if the girl turns down the offer now. Yes, with this, I'm more convinced to get stronger. Please, continue the lesson, sensei. Well, what do you know? Sometimes interesting happen in front of you unexpectedly. Okay, then let's clean up this place first. With a flick from his fingers, all the debris, trees, and soil began to move magically. They were moving like when you rewind a movie on a video player. Makes there's nothing happen from the start. Hey, amazing. It's different from using magic. The blonde ignores her and put his hands on her shoulder. Now, for next lesson, I want you to tell me what is your weakness, Tsubasa-kun. There's a twitch on her eyebrows. Ah, I'm a girl. Of course you are. That would be freaky when you saw a man wear a skirt. Well, except for a trap. A really, really cute trap. Huh. Also a visible blush appeared my name. And too close. Ah, that's right. She's just an innocent girl in the inside. The blonde releases his hand from her shoulder and takes a step back. Sorry about that. So, what is it? Your weakness. You won't. It's the moment she opened her mouth, a certain Kaicho words ringing in her head. Yura, hi. Kaichu, let me give you an advice of viewy good advice. The blue-haired girl's sweat dropped at the Kaisha's tone. Ah, what is it? Never once. Don't you ever tell him your weakness. I understood. Tsubasa-kun, what is it? His voice brings her back. Ah, no, it's just, can she tell it? But Kaicho words. I understand. She could trust him, right? Besides, he just wants to help her, right? It's a fraud. Comes again? It's a fraud. Ah, you joking, right? No, it's a fraud. I'm afraid of a frog, toad, or something that resembles like them. There she said it and now wait. Why is he smiling like that? Ah, sensei? Somehow, that Cheshire smile on his face makes her regretted it. Then, lesson number 5. Really regretted it. In the front of Ko Academy, where we can see red hue of sunset illuminates the place. On the inside school building, at the shoe locker's place, there's Tomo and Nimura Ruruko, who finished changing their shoes. You know, I'm still surprised when all those commotion in the student council room before is just because Abento said Tomo to her kohai. Yeah, but is it really that bad? Namake-san is. After she said it, the brow twin ponytails girl felt Tomo hands on her shoulders. Trust me, Ruruko, that bastard is more than a bad. He is like a nightmare that comes to mock you over and over again. Aye, just what kind of bad impression he did to her senpai. The two continued to walk from there. And the moment they was out, something that very unusual passing in front of them. The first one is a tall blue-haired girl who crying. They know her as Tsubasa for Tomo, and Tsubasa senpai for Ruruko. Currently, she shows a rare cute damsel in distress expression. And there she goes. The second one is frogs. A lot of frogs that small, big, huge humanoid form. And is that one flying? Caro. They currently are chasing the blue-haired girl. And the last one is Naruto, riding a giant-sized frog on its top. Jaya! He is also chasing the blue-haired girl with maniacal laughter of him. The two stood silent after their janitor passing to the left. The older with bangs covered her eyes, and the younger with pure white eyes. Well, what the hell is that? The first who regains her sense was Ruruko. She grabs Tomo's sleeves and shaking it while looking at where the chase direction. Hurry up, Tomo-senpai. We have to save Tsubasa-senpai. Save? Hi. We have to save her from those frogs. What are you talking about? The brown girl turned her head back to Tomo. What do you mean? Then she saw it. The pawn of Sona Citri's peerages saw her senpai expression. A smile that's screaming fake and blank dead fish eyes like someone who is escaping reality. What frogs? I don't see anything. At that moment, she finally realizes. So, let's go home. My cat is having a labor now, and I want to meet the kittens. That Namake's Naruto is a terrifying person. Evening, different time and place. And 2, the different on below is intentional. All the conversation is Naruto and his clones until page break. The situation now is where Naruto, sitting in a chair while looking the church below him. Currently, he wears a uniform with many medals like some high-ranking military person. Lieutenant, report. There's another Naruto besides step to beside him. LT. Yes, Commander. Right now, in location, still nothing happened. CM? Still nothing? LT? No, sir. CM? What the hell they're doing? LT? Oof. They're still talking. CM? TCH. This is why I hate brats. And how about location B? LT? Yes, sir. In location B, the kitten, the blonde Bishounen, and the wannabe harem king still fighting. Wait. Cadet 1 says that the albino guy, his face became blue for a second. LT is retreating from the battle, and now he is escaping through Route 45. CM 45? LT? Yes, sir. The commander Naruto thought something about the revelation. You see, when he harvesting some vegetables near the old Kuo school building, his sense of hero's action is tingling when Sa Issei, the kitten, and the Bishounen from Gremory peerages out from the building. So, without furthermore, he creates a clone to continue harvesting before follows them. When he saw they're going towards the place where all those fallen angel gathering, the blonde janitor saw an opportunity to make sure that the sacred Giron Issei is indeed the Red Dragon Emperor, the one where Draig's soul reside. Then, deciding to make it interesting, he dressed as a commander, creates many clones as minion, and watches the situation like a certain Nikari Jendit. With his bland, of course. In location A, we have the Gremory girl and her queen. They still engaging the 3 fallen angels. Oh, one of them is the same one from this morning. And if he has to say, the girl has a potential as its Tsukomi. Okay, you will save her for later. Just fight already. Throw some spears. Or spells. Or anything. And in location B, we have the other active member of Gremory Girl. From the report before, the albino guy is already forfeiting. CM, prepare for a long-range weapon. I want that guy to suffer. LT, sir, yes, sir. With a salute, the lieutenant complied the order. Asterisk now loading. Asterisk, LT, sir. The preparation is complete. CM, good. He stands up and turning around. CM, lieutenant. What is this? LT, sir. This is M202 Flash, a rocket launcher with 4 tubes that can have 66mm incendiary rockets in it. Nonetheless, we have modified the rocket with something non-flambeage and only explodes. Not only has good impact for explosion, it could make the enemy only half dead if used skillfully. A smirk formed in the commander before he took the RPG. CM, after this mission over, remind me for your promotion. LT. Sir, yes, sir. He put the rocket launcher on the shoulder, locked on the target, and then fires it. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Asterisk, boom, 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 boom. Asterisk. With a puff of smoke, the weapon is gone from his shoulder. CM, how is it? Asked the commander to the lieutenant, who, searching the albino guy with a telescope. LT, he's still alive, sir. CM, still alive? LT, yes, sir. CM, good. He shared high five with the lieutenant. Sir, another identical figure comes and gives the commander a salute. He currently is holding a phone. CM, state your business. Yes, sir. Cadet 3 reporting. There's a call for you, sir. CM, a call? From who? C3. We don't know him, sir, but he want to speak with you. Making a giving gesture, he received the phone. CM, speak. Commander, this is Snake. The Metal Gear is all ready. CM, wait. Who the hell are you? SN? Who is this? CM, no, buddy. I'm the one who asked first. SN, sorry, wrong number. The phone is closed. SN, Lieutenant. Trace back the line. LT, yes, sir. Hey, you. Tell the communication department to trace back the line. And, sir, LT, what is it? We have a report from Cadet 4 that the Gremory girl is in preparing to attack. LT, it can't be helped then. Commander, your order. The said commander looks at the lieutenant eyes with a serious expression. CM tells the entire soldier to disperse. Lieutenant, I trust you to inform me about the situation in location B and for confirming the Red Dragon Emperor. There's a contemplating face on the lieutenant before he answered the order. LT, sir, yes, sir. The last he saw from his commander is a flash of yellow before he turned around. There's an order to be executed. Era, you shouldn't have made her upset. You silly angel, said Himejimo Aquino when seeing those demonic energy burst from her king. Before said the king is releasing her family trademark blast and wipe the fallen angels in front of her. Makes their existence is just a few feathers in the air until a whistling sound can be heard from the side. What a display of power any Gremory girl. Immediately, The two great ladies from Koho Academies turned their head to the source. You, Namikaze-san. Indeed. There stood our Naruto, who currently carrying the unconscious blonde fallen angel. OSU. Your janitor of Koho Academies here. He gave the two cheeky grins. What are you doing in here? Also, that girl. Don't tell me. You are one their companion, said Rias, while once again demonic energy leaking from her. Who? Me? One of them? Of course not. He wants to wave his hand to emphasize it. But it currently is being used. Then why would you save her? Said Akino curiously, but still prepared. Oh, this girl? Well, you see, my client wants to clarify some things about this development. So, I think with taking this girl and give it to my client would satisfy him. Ah, that's right. It's also because I've taken an interest in this girl. She has a potential after all. He added a pause so they could digest the information. Who is your client? And what kind of potential you're talking about? Tell me, demand the Gremory heiress. Let's see. I can't answer the first one. It's my policy for not give information about the client well. That's a lie, and it's same for the second one. But just because I don't want to. Red Moonblood Justice John. He could see a twitch on the Gremory girl's eyebrows. Her aura instantly disappeared. What did you say? Ari, what's wrong? Ah, that's right. He coughed twice before continued with teasing grin in this world. There are two kinds of justice. The truth justice and the false justice. Stop! The Gremory girl suddenly shouted while closing her ears with hands. And he knows. She still could hear what he says. But don't be mistaken. There's actually the third justice. The one who brings everything to peace. He continued it with a tone like an incantation for a spell. No, I don't want to hear any more. I don't want to hear any more. She starts to roll left and right in the ground. Bubuchu. Akino still confused about what happened. Just what kind of spell that the janitor used to make her Bucho like this? What a terrifying opponent. But Naruto still continued yes. And the name will execute it is none other than the Red Moonblood Justice John. The shame. The shame. The shame. The shame. Now, she punching the ground rapidly with demonic energy enhanced fist. Bubuchu. Please stop it. The ground hasn't done anything wrong. And Akino start to calming Rias. Fufufu. Ha 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 ha. He let out his evil laughter, knowing already wins the battle without fighting. Then, may our path meet again. That symbol from Citri's clan? That's right. And if you want to find out something about me, please ask Sona. Johnny, said Naruto, still smiling before a blinding flash makes him disappeared, leaving a depressed Rias and bewildered Akino. Just who is he? Suddenly jump on few day later morning. Ugh! Why should I do this again? It started with a groan from a feminine voice. She has blonde hair, green ribbon tied on top of her head, blue eyes, and wears Koho Academy's female uniform. No, this is not an OC. It's just middle with a different hairstyle. Don't just complaining in there. Look, your classmates has arrived. Let's go greet them, a familiar male voice followed after the girl, pointing his fingers toward Issei and a blonde-haired girl with green eyes. Fine, muttered the girl, clearly find the situation not so enjoyable. And remembers, your name is Namikaze Nanari from now on. Hi hi. They start walking to the gate direction, the male leading in the front, while the blonde girl look at the man from behind with a wary expression. On a certain Middle's memory, she found herself in an unknown room, unknown time, an unknown condition. Oh, she wakes up. A male voice can be heard on her left. You, what are you doing in here? It was the same janitor from this morning. And beside him is Azan. She was shocked for someone with high-ranking fallen angel to be in there. She thinks the ritual that Rianal-sama is success. So the ritual is, sorry to interrupt your delusion, but your plan is failed. It was the janitor who said it. Failed? What? What did he mean by that? But there's Azazel-sama. He is here to raise her ranks, right? That was what Rianal-sama promised to her. What do you mean? Like I said, your plan has failed. And your boss, fallen angel Rianal, were killed in the process. The ritual is fail, and Rianal-sama is killed. Now, the question is, what we should do to you? She was confused about what he means. It was as if she didn't have a choice. I mean, 1, you're just a low-rank fallen angel. So if your existence disappeared, it's not really matter to us. What is this person saying? Is what she thought at that time. 2, you abandoned your order from the higher-ups to assist another low-rank fallen angel in an unofficial mission. I don't know what kind of punishment they will give you. Well, wait, Azazel-sama. What is this person saying? Do don't tell me that she doesn't even hear an answer, and it's like she never has in the first one. And when Azazel-sama turning around, she learns that betrayal is something very painful feeling. Azazel-sama? So, any last words? A red spear that leaking demonic aura from the janitor hands is pointed at her. She can feel warm liquid around her cheek. She was crying. Her body was unconsciously trembling beyond fear. She feels like death is in front of her. HM? What is it? I don't want to die. Her voice was weak and wavering. Sorry, I can't hear you. The man already cocked his spear, ready to throw it at her. That view makes her shut her eyes and cry with all her might. I don't want to die. Please, I will do anything. So don't kill me. She could feel the tip of that spear near her chest. Her clothes were ripped off. Anything? Yes. Anything. That's why. Please. Proud can go to hell. She still wants to live. Fufufu. Ha 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 ha. His laugh is confusing her. You heard that? Damn brat. I won the bet. Teach. Those are luck even more frightening than all four great Satans combined to one. You old man. Yeah. The loser can say anything. I still won by the way. They were betting for her life. Do not get mistaken, girl. You still be punished in the first place. She could feel something choke her when that demonic spear nears her throat, before it released when the man pulls it back. But, Ayu, what is the meaning of this? I don't understand it anymore. To make it simpler, at first, I want to bring you to the HQ for your punishment. But this old man, Azazel-sama, pointing his finger at the blonde male. An old man, he says, is refused it. So I suggesting to make a bet that if you will say, Azazel-sama, save me, or I'll do anything. When you saw death in front of your eyes, yeah, technically, he saved you. Breath that unconsciously she holds out from her mouth. Her body slumped down, thinking she feels safe now. She turns her head to the blonde man direction and says, thank you. It was an honest, grateful word from the bottom of her heart. Well, we'll do something about you later. For now, I'm curious. Why don't you introduce your friend as? Like I said, please stop calling me that. Ji-chan. Okay. As confused is probably the word. She saw that the blonde man is the one who holds controls in that conversation. And why Azazel-sama just takes his insult. Moreover, Ji-chan, he looks no older than a teenager. Why is Azazel-sama calling him like that? So many questions, but she chooses to keep quiet. So who is he? She saw another man. He has gray hair, gray eyes, and wears something that clearly says, I'm a yaoi material character for all Fujoshi to use. She really needs a rest at that time. Ugh. She is shocked when the blonde man suddenly becomes sick. His face was pale blue, like someone who holds a vomit. Like a damn brat. You, wait a minute, Ji-chan. He's Valet, host of the White Dragon Emperor. Who would have thought that she would meet the host of the White Dragon Emperor? One of the two heavenly dragon. Seriously? This, why you always surrounded by pretty guys? So this is the one you called Ji-chan Azazel. Not looks that strong. Gainuchia attitude too. What a frightening combination. Okay, even if she doesn't understand what they're saying at that time. The conversation seems interesting for her. Mama, forgive him, Ji-chan. What is this? The leader of fallen angels placating to a mere devil? What a joke. You should stop it, Valet. Another voice can be heard in that room. Heh, so you're already awake. Albion, yeah. Good to see you again, Naruto-sama. Now this is funny. Even one of the two heavenly dragons is bowed to him. Dragon. The voice from the gray-haired man's body is the English dragon. And it called the blonde man Naruto-sama. Just who is this person? Valet. You don't know anything about him. So you better stop it now. She heard the blonde laughing again. What is it? What's so funny? You have an interesting host, Albion. Want me to break him like your previous one? The moment this Naruto guy said it, something invisible forced her down. It's kind of hard to breath now. She even could barely see Azazel-sama and the gray-haired guy sweating. Ugh. Sorry, girl. I kind of forgot that you're still here. It's gone. That invincible heavy pressure is gone. She slightly thanked at that. Something would have broken if he continued that. Valet, you should cool down your head now. After Azazel-sama said that, the gray-haired man simply compiled it. It's clear that Azazel-sama wants this Valet guy to out from there. He was walking out, but before glancing at Naruto, makes the situation becomes tense once again. It keeps like that before finally the guy is gone. Huh. Sorry about that, Ji-chan. Nah. He's still a kid after all. Now about this girl, that's the end of it. And for her, she just gets an order from Azazel-sama to observe the host of the Red Dragon Emperor. Would she learn it was the same guy that Rianal say no? It was same guy that Rianal ditched. She just has to observe him as the little sister of this Naruto guy. But not that all. She also has to do it as one of Kuo Academy's students. And remembering when she meets this janitor at the first time, God hopes she could still say an after. After. When? The two are now currently walking near the gate, where several students confusedly seeing a cute blonde girl near their janitor. Oi, put up your act. Don't you want to make your high school debut success? Naruto muttered enough for the girl. Instantly, the girl expression changed, becomes cheerful with bubbly aura. Hi, Oni-chan. She said it with dazzling, innocent smile and affectionate tone. Naruto suddenly clenching his fist with manly tears leaked from his eyes. Cool. This is it. The Amuto Chara that I wait. A Fufu Oni-chan is weird. He suddenly glomped the girl, rubbing his cheek to hers. I'm Shoei Nanari-chan. This Oni-chan of yours is so weird. The girl just laughs it off, then suddenly began fidgeting. Ah! Oni-chan, people are watching. Truth to be told, the students of Kuo Academy, who passing, were muttering while looking at him. Don't mind it, don't mind it. Erogami. Another male voice interrupts their hugging session. Naruto, who broke the hug, is turning his head, looking at the man that he called as a friend. Hayato Issei. HM? Issei? Nanari finally meet her target and finally launching the plan that she and Naruto devised yesterday. By pulling the janitor's sleeves like a lost puppy and say, Oni-chan, who is this? And what he means by erogami. Ah, don't mind it, Nanari-chan. This guy has some issue in his head. Oi! Ah, by the way, Nanari-chan, this is Hayato Issei. Issei, this is M.Y. Imuto, Namikaze's Nanari. The brunette was shocked after hearing that. Imuto? Erogami? You have an Imuto? Why you never say anything about her? The question was trailed off when his light brown eyes falling to Nanari's center area. More accurately on chest. His face that clearly shows a pity makes the fallen angel in disguise feel a twitch in her eyebrows. But she couldn't do as she pleases right now, because of her innocent character act. Nevertheless, she still could do this. Oni-chan, why is he looking at my chest? Which makes Naruto grab the self-proclaimed harem king and look him eye to eye, before he leaned to whisper something in sharp, deadly tone. Something like, Issei. Do you still remember what happened to Matsuda and Motohama 1 week ago? A certain memory when he saw his two close friends were tied on a pole, with nothing but a piece of paper covering their genital area in front of school building is surfaced. Do you know why they could become like that? And no, a dark chuckle that makes Issei shivered can be heard. It's because they trying to steal MY Milky Yui Nyan limited version. And you know what? Maybe there will be another guy that will end up just like them. A guy with initial H and I. But don't worry, because I'm so generous, I'll tell you how to avoid it. It's easy. Just behave yourselves to Miyamoto. Naruto pull his head and look into Issei's eyes. Are we clear? The brunette could only give nods as his answer, which makes Naruto's demeanor turn totally 180 degrees. Good, you understand. Now, he turned his head, right only to see a trembling blonde girl with green eyes that have tears on its sides, and mouth that wavering. He couldn't be helped, sweat dropped when her face. It is so much resembled as anime baby who hold their tears. She takes a step back. Scary. Miss, don't come close to me. Her shouts makes his eyes are shadowed. There's a depressed aura around him. Issei-san, help me. Slowly, Naruto goes to a nearby tree and crouched while drawing circles in the ground. It hurts. My heart is hurts. Unknown to them, Nanari look at the situation with WTF looks. One is pale white, one is terrified, and one is depressed. Is every day going to be like this? A moment for calm down. Now we can see the four already back to normal, which all because of Nanari efforts. Ahem. Now I think the introduction should continue. My name is Namikaze Naruto, Nanari's Oni-chan. And you? Naruto looks at the blonde girl behind Issei. And my name is Asia Argento. Finally, Argento-san, is it? Can you lend me Issei for a moment? There's something we have to talk to. Talk? What are you? About Rianal. Naruto quickly shut him with sharp subject. knowing it could make the conversation goes fast. Their reaction was as expected, like what he thought. Issei, who suddenly tensed in prepare, and Asia tensed in fear. How do you a memory about his Bucho explaining something to him surfaced? I see. So that's true that you… Issei, he stopped him, then look at Nanari before back to him not here. The brunette seems confused for a moment, before a shocked face for a moment before becomes an understandment. Oni-chan, what's wrong? Who is Ria now? Naruto instantly become nervous. Oh, Ria now is a name of Italian food. And yesterday, Issei said that he wants to know where to buy it. He nudged Issei for a help. But that's right. Arogami says that it's so delicious, so I want to try it. Issei-san? Ah, Argento-san. Could you accompany Nanari-chan for a moment? Good. The blonde didn't let her answering when quickly grabbed Issei to a nearby quiet place. The two are in a clearing around the woods now. There's a silence between them, waiting for who's going to ask first. About you're a devil. Is it true? It was from Issei. Yeah. I trust the Gremory girl is the one who told you? Yes. Bucho also said you saved one of the fallen angel. Yeah, I did. Why? She was part of the groups who make Asia suffering. It's not as simply because someone takes an interest on her, right? Questioned the brunette. What? What would you do when heard an innocent devil was offered for a good position in some famous office with high salary, and what she should do is just to kill a boy? Issei was shocked for a moment, before he thinks about it, and then said, what do you mean? Just think it as a random question, nothing more. I will convince her as hard as I can that what she did is bad. A smile appeared in Naruto's face. That's not really bad answer, but it changed again to become more deadly serious. Now, about a Geno-san case. How about the fallen angel that I saved has the same condition? Or worse, she was threatened? The brunette's eyes widening. Never thought something like that also could be happened. Aye. He can't answer it. Ding dong ding dong. A bell from Kuo Academy is like a timer for the two. It also indicates the starts of the first period for students. Oni-chan, Nanari voice can be heard. Makes the two men looking at the two girls who looking for them. Naruto quickly put up a smile and answered the girl, that's right. You have a class, don't you? Sorry for making you waiting. He looking at Issei once again. Now, Issei, could you show Nanari-chan your classroom? She's your new classmate after all. Understood. The brunette passing the janitor. But before said, the janitor whispered in Issei's ears. Sorry about that, Issei. But I just want you to think not all fallen angels are bad. Also, Nanari isn't a devil. Please don't tell her some unnecessary things. Hi. He watches how the three walk together. The blonde girl that with Issei, Asia Argento, seems chatting happily with Nanari, and Issei keep entertaining them with his fake happy demeanor. He looks at them till going inside the building, before he raised his fist and leaked another manly tear. Cool. Naruto, you're so cool back there. And it's all as planned. The plan is simple. First, he will need Middle to be registered as a student in Kuo Academy with help from the student council. He said to Sona that Middle is an important person from Fallen Angel Fraction and has an order to observe the growth of the Red Dragon Emperor in Issei. Second, he introduces Middle as his little sister, Namikaze Nanari, and make her act like just a normal human in front of anyone. And the last one is just to make Issei believe that not all of fallen angels are bad. It's for when Middle fallen angel identities is found out, she still could observe the Red Dragon Emperor with ease. Knowing Issei, Naruto believed the guy will do what he feels right. Nonetheless, that's all what Azazel and Middle wants. For Naruto, he will give her the necessary things and backup as long as the girl could impress him. That's all. He's standing in there for a few minutes, before his danger sensor is tingling, makes him jumping to the side and missing a kick from someone. A man, short red hair with some kind of antennas sticking out from his head, brown eyes, and wears Kuo Academy's school uniform. Oi! What's wrong with you, buddy? What's wrong? The unidentified man trembling. What's wrong, you said? He pointed himself. This is what's wrong. It's you're doing right. What are you? Then a memory flooded to his mind. It seems the clone that he uses for harvesting is still intact until before. And because he is bored at the moment, he chooses to execute a plan to give the experiment number 98751 to a certain girl. That means, is that you? He also trembled, holding his laugh Tomo-chai, then he broke it and start to run to some direction. Jaihaha, we have a shemale in this school. Jaya, wait you bastard. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all are enjoyed this video. If you do, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to support author of this fanfic. So let's end this video here. Until then, see you in next video.